I do have to apologize for my apparent tardiness. But yes, the apparent show must go on. I think it's about time we just talk about the apparent elephant in the damn room. Give you a little bit of time to come in for who wants to listen. Because I feel a goddamn rant coming on, as BGS would say. I really do. I feel as though there might be a rant, there might be some shit said. But I noticed, like you all have probably noticed, that there's a lot of disingenuous motherfuckers out there in the world. And it's really starting to get irritating. I'm back. It's getting really irritating. It's funny how everybody has these notions about how to bring the black community together. Black men need to be leaders. Black men need to force these women to act right. How can you force anybody to act correctly when, let's just say, number one, they don't want to listen to you? You got every guy being a super simp. And really, I thought the shit was out of style. I thought we could be grown adults and actually talk about historical, logical analysis. Well, you talking from a red pill? Well, if I'm talking from a red pill, blue pill perspective, you can't deny the truth. And a lot of brothers and sisters are just lying to themselves, man. You got these goddamn liars. I mean, really. Goddamn liars. You got these grown ass people who sit there and tell people some frivolous, and I do mean frivolous shit. I can't stand it. You got these grown ass people lying. Well. You don't have a lot of brothers out there doing what they're supposed to do. You're lying. And you know goddamn well you are. I'm talking about you, D. Darrell. What's up, Ebony Knight? I'm talking about guys like D. Darrell and this Uber unicorn or whatever the fuck she calls herself. See, you know what really pisses me off? This is gonna be a super goddamn rant. Is that you have these so-called wannabe educated people lying like shit. I can only go to women's spaces. There it is. I'll go anywhere. I'll speak and have a dialogue. I'll debate anybody. Haven't lost one yet. Hell, it's the shit that actually gets me. You got all these degrees and you can't tell the fucking truth. You want to pander to these women? Well, black men need to step up and be leaders. How the fuck can a black man be a leader when you don't want to listen? It's always the black man's fault. As soon as you hold the woman's part up to any crime, guess what? Well, that's some blue pill, red pill ideology. Here it is. You want to defend fuck shit. You want to defend this fucking lie. You want to defend untruths. I'm really starting to believe that the entire black community is happy to be in hell. You want to listen to a bunch of guys pander all the time. You want a bunch of people to literally kiss your ass and take all the blame like we did all this shit. But at the same time, I'm wondering, is that the leadership you want? Is that what you really think is going to help the community? You all rather believe the sensational lie over the simplistic truth. But the black woman, she did all this shit about her shit. It's it's silly. You can't even go through historical facts with people. You can't even have an intellectual conversation with so-called educated people. You cannot even point out accurate data. It's amazing that even hold on. Now back to what I was saying. I've taken a study of this shit for the last 5 years, and I've come to realize that a lot of motherfuckers do not see the value or the great accomplishments of black men at all. Even the so-called intellectual. And a lot of you will never tell the truth because it hurts your bottom dollar. Let's just say it. Let's just be honest about it. The modern black woman is a selfish ass creature who thinks that she's entitled to praise, admiration, and worship. The modern black man is the ultimate patsy and simp. And people will say, well, that's fucked up to say. Prove me wrong. Prove me fucking wrong. I want you to really prove me wrong. Last night, get a call from Chaos. I get on this chat, and you got this dumbass Negro called D. Darrell. And he's a dumbass Negro regardless of how many degrees you have, because guess what? You have a lot of educated dummies out there. You're going to sit there and tell these women what the fuck they want. You're going to have one woman come up there and tell me, what about the men paying child support? Child support's not a good indicator of being a good father. How many women will put a man on child support and he's paying tuition for his child to go to private school still? How many men are heavily in their child's lives and they pay for child support? Hell, let's tell the big question. How many men cannot see their children, but they still pay child support because the woman is hiding and extorting that child for money? But no, you Negroes do not want to hear the truth. You Negroes act like you live in some far off land, like goddamn Thunder or some shit. I think this shit does not occur. See, one thing you learn in law enforcement, the criminal does not like being reminded and accused of their crime openly. And then you got this pandering jackass, D. Darrell. Well, no, brother, you coming from a red pill standpoint. So what? Debunk my truth. Debunk the truth. See, I've noticed everybody never gets on point when they want to debate me. And he tried to say, well, I said you're being intellectually dishonest. But then again, like I told him, I confused you for an intellectual. Well, I am an intellectual. Says who? You can't even tell the truth. Motherfuckers like you with all these little wannabe feminist little shows saying that black men need to be leaders. How the fuck can somebody be a leader if you suppress them? You always talk this shit about the black man needs to lead the community when you know what the black man has to face. Are you willing to give up your benefits for any black man to lead you? The answer is no. How many white people you know will give up their privilege for your black ass? Let's be dangerously truthful, okay? Because we're about to go into some muddy fucking waters today. You listen to these fucking panels, and I'm getting sick of it. People will come on mine. I will go to other people, and you'll have these fucking simps defending this shit. You're not getting pussy from them. You have this. What about the child support? If that was true, white men be in jail all the time for it. Then they're horrible fathers. Hispanic men will be horrible fathers. If we want to take an indicator of good parents, black women are 75% of single mothers. Only 10% of your boys, when they get to the 8th grade, read on level. But guess what? Why can't we call you horrible mothers? It's like everybody told you. You don't care. You got motherfuckers going over to female spaces, alienating men because you know a man ain't going to listen to your bullshit. Because a man's going to call you out on your fuckery and your fake. I'm talking about D Darrell. I hope somebody tells him about this shit. You trying to do business with women? Good luck. A lot of those women are coming over to fucking the red pill spaces because they can't get a man. There's no guilting men anymore into submission. Thank God. I'm tired of all these motherfuckers going to all these channels, even mine, just to fucking preach some fucking ideology that I could debunk by just going historical facts 101. 94, black man gets the fucking crime bill. 96, black woman on welfare gets the incentives of welfare reform. A lot of these so-called educated women were welfare recipients prior to that fucking shit. Now, am I upset? No. But don't tell me you did all this fucking hard work when you know you have benefits that a black man is not entitled to. Don't get me none of that bullshit. Don't. You've heard me debate a lot of educated folks and still come on the top. Obviously, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. See, I don't understand. Why the fuck do you want a leader who you're not going to listen to? No, you don't want leaders. You want fucking scapegoats. You want figureheads. You want a person wearing the crown but has no innate power. Because a leader can administer reward and punishment. What's up, everybody? But yet, you want a leader who you can tell what to do. You want this selfishness to go, oh, black men needs to leave. That's your scapegoat? We're going to go there? Have you taught your sons to be leaders? Well, they're fathers. And I'm tired of this notion because I'm going to put the whole fucking thing out here today. Well, a lot of these black men are leaving. Get the fuck out of here. Get completely the fuck out of here. A lot of these bitches, some of these bitches out here, probably a lot of them, but I know some for certain, will have babies by a man and they don't even know his real name. Imagine going to a call for domestic violence and you try to get the real guy's name and she only knows him as Black or Pookie or Ray Ray or Stink. I don't know his real name. But you have a baby bomb. Y'all acting like, oh, all these chicks were in real relationships having babies. Get the fuck out of here. How many of these chicks were getting trains ran on them by the damn football and basketball team and end up pregnant? And the only time she wants to go to social services is when she can't fucking get any benefits. When she doesn't even know who the father is. But we're gonna sit around here and act like these chicks in this modern day are some fucking. See, a lot of, let's tell the truth. A lot of you bitches out there are living off your fucking mother's and grandmother's reputation. And you know what? The reason why a lot of your grandfathers had the respect they did is because he used to go upside your goddamn grandmother's head. A lot of your grandfathers had to take care of kids who probably weren't even fucking his because you didn't have any DNA testing. A lot of your grandfathers went through hell with that woman. But y'all mad about the big piece of chicken. You acting like this woman has been fighting for these relationships. We're going to really get into some real shit today. How is it that 52% of black men don't have children, but yet 67% of black women who have two or more children are by two different men? Riddle me that, Batman. By those numbers right there, you're not even fucking loyal. But here comes D. DeVille. Oh, well, you know, you talking from this red point stance, and I don't believe, but most of these black guys out here, see, when the U.S. government puts their money out, they hate taking L's. They hate admitting when the narrative is not true. But yet, you still go off of this media shit that black men ain't shit. A lot of black men ain't taking care of their kids. Bullshit. A lot of black men ain't. You see, you like to go off of propaganda. I like to go off of historical facts and truth. I like to go off of research. See, what you really want is to want a bunch of guys to take care of the kids that you fucked up with. You want a bunch of beta male providers who has no say but to take your damn kids. So you can still be fucking Pookie and Ray Ray or Mookie or Black or Stank because you really don't know his real name. When he said, well, I think you had this one chick up there. Well, a lot of these black women mess with drug dealers and stuff, and they could be lawyers. First of all, you can take the bitch out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the bitch. That's her. That's her type. That's her imprint. Stop the bullshit. If she was a hood bitch before, she's gonna be a hood bitch after. She's just gonna have a little bit so-called education and a little bit more money. You think because she's a part of the so-called intelligentsia that she's gonna automatically get to a guy, quote unquote, on her level? She's gonna find him boring because she's used to the street life. It's the only life I know. She's already pissed because the high-priced lawyers don't want her for anything serious. But yet, it's a historical fact that you don't want black men to be the leaders. If you actually put black men first, why the fuck are y'all always calling the police on them to get your way? Ask me how I know. 14 years in the fucking game. And I had to literally tell a chick, I'm sorry, we are not the baby daddy removal team. This man has put you in his house. You brought a kid in and y'all had two more. See, the problem with black men is you're feeling sorry for a bunch of sorry motherfuckers who will use you like a carpenter uses a tool. And by the way, I forgot this. If I haven't said this already, go fuck yourself, D. Darrell. Because I'm tired of niggas like you and other niggas coming on my fucking panels or going on to other panels and you're speaking some illogical shit. with your so-called phony-ass degrees. If you got all these degrees, what you need to do is fucking get a refund. Because obviously they didn't teach you shit. You fucking intellectual smurf. Motherfuckers like you, I cannot stand. You allow these bitches to run rawshod and to fucking comfort them and to pander to them instead of telling them the goddamn truth. The reason why the black community is a failure is because you failed on your fucking watch. Just like I had to tell homegirl last night. Why don't you just admit that you're fucking failures in picking good men? For some odd reason, y'all want good men, but your pussies find the worst fucking men you can absolutely find. Abusive jackasses from jail. Drug addicts, drug dealers, thieves, con artists. Really? If I had a playlist, matter of fact, I have a challenging playlist to any bitch who wants to debate me. For any nigga that wants to debate me, we could go pound for pound, girlfriend for girlfriend. I bet you the average girl that I have at least has a fucking bachelor's or master's. Most of you bitches don't even know who the father of your children are. Most of these simp ass dudes probably never had about a girlfriend in their life. But they want to challenge me on the behavior of women like I never been around women for my almost 40 years of life. Like I haven't been around the black community. Like I don't go to people's homes. So apparently, I never seen the inside of a black community's home. As a police officer in 70% black Baltimore. But you're going to tell me something that makes no intellectual sense. You don't want to talk about the benefits you get. You don't want to talk about the black men you don't hire, but you want to browbeat them over the head. But the successful black man starts to look at you for the fucking succubus that you are and don't want shit to deal with you. And guess what? It's not even because of a color thing. It's a treatment. Are you that man's, are you his, basically his sensual partner? Or are you his hell? Are you this fucking demon from Hellspawn? Because last time I checked, I don't see any black women rushing to police stations, the fire stations, black academia, black medical experts, black pilots, black military personnel. Even when you get your degree, you still go for that low-hanging fruit. And it's a goddamn historical fact, especially in the last 30 years. A buddy of mine, shout out to Jason Lee for this one. He said, and I state, if black women actually got with men that outclassed them, they would naturally have to submit. And this is the reason why they go for the low-hanging fruit of men. Good morning, Dr. Dunbar. Dark Knight mentality. Even Dark Knight said, when there is no male leadership or direction, women are left to their nature, which is emotional and illogical. That's why you see the choices they make. Facts. See, black men, or men period, throughout nature, settle the herd. If you left women to their devices, they're going to pick the worst. They're going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah. If you remember the story with Lot, God said, just find me 10. Find me 5. Find me one person that I should destroy this place utterly and completely. Decimate it. Here it is. Black men can really, and I mean really, get to the point of building up a black mecca, and you got a bunch of simps and a bunch of wayward chicks who will go out of their way to destroy it. You don't want families, you want control. You don't want husbands, you want cucks. You want the title of being married, but still want the privilege of fucking anybody you want without any consequences or repercussions happening to you. What's up, Josh?
What's going on? And just to piggyback on what you just said, it's like a whole mental state with them. Like it's all about control, but history shows that when they think that they're gonna sit there and do what they want and not listen to a male point of view, they fail every time. It's
Of
like telling a
course.
child to stop putting their hand near the fucking oven because it's hot, and they do it anyway.
Of course, because they're selfish.
All
That's
ovens are
selfish.
hot. No shit.
There's a reason why I got Panthro slapping the shit out of that lizard. Because a whole fucking week I've been hitting people with that logic nunchuck.
Yeah.
It's no different than Dr. Dunbar looking at his experiment. See, a lot of brothers and sisters do not understand the scientific method. Okay? The scientific method is a motherfucker. When you actually have these shits going on, when you actually have this, and you actually go by like a method, first part is question and observation. I mean, Dr. Dunbar can correct me if I'm wrong, because I might even just bring this up on the screen.
And hey Charles, just for a quick second, that dude you was talking about, the simp dude you was talking about, yeah, I was just listening to what you guys said about that. I'm like, yo, that dude is goofy. And let me tell you something. Simping is cancer. At this point, I'll tell any nigga that's listening right the fuck now, either if you have any simp friends, you either they're gonna listen to you, would you tell them stop fucking simping, or you gonna let them go? There's no in between with that shit. Like seriously. And that's one thing that I'm realizing at almost 30 years old. I can't befriend a fucking simp. I don't have female friends. So I don't have a lot of female friends. So I can't be friends with a man that has a fucking vagina. It's time for men to start being men again. I can't be friends with no fucking pussy. Because if that was the case, I'd be gay. You know what I'm saying? Like
And,
niggas need to wake the fuck up.
and,
Seriously.
and it's funny. How you doing today, Dr. Dunbar?
Good. How are you, Charles?
That's one of my boys from work, Josh. He's also a police officer.
Good morning,
Well,
sir.
And then I just need your scientific expertise because you might know a little thing about science. I mean, just even with a doctorate and PhD, you might know just a teeny little bit about the scientific method.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Is it true that we're supposed to do an observation and questioning?
Yes.
So if I come up and say, why do we have a high single father rate? That would be my question for the statement, correct, sir?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're supposed to research it.
Yes.
Which is to investigate why is such, right?
Yes.
And when I come with this hypothesis, that is my opening statement, correct?
Yes.
And what type of experimentation would you use to find this out, good sir?
Oh boy. Well, you could see what the women have chosen. You could ask them what they actually like. But ultimately, your evidence will be what they actually chose versus what they said.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, we're supposed to collect data, correct?
That's right.
And after that data, and let me ask you, good sir, that data, regardless if it's what you wanted to hear or what you wanted to display, you have to look at it as such, correct?
That's right. The data is what the data is.
Mm-hmm. And when you come from that analysis, you have to examine it, which means you have to challenge it against other similar variables out there in the world, correct?
Correct.
For a lot of you people, this is the cross-referencing part, correct, Dr. Dunbar?
That's right.
How am I doing so far?
Well, excellent.
And then my ending statement is my conclusion, correct?
That's right.
So when I go to these panels or they come here and they talk about how black men are not leading the community, could my ending statement would be, have you taught them to be such?
Yes. Yeah, it could be.
Or to further drive home the point, when have black men ever been leaders of their community?
Yep.
But you know what I get, Dr. Dunbar? I get a
What's that?
guy with a master's who's intellectually dishonest, trying to challenge me on historical fact. It's not what I want. It's not what Dr. Dunbar wants. It's not what D. Darrell dumbass wants. It's what happened. And it's also what is happening currently. So when we talk about leaders in the community and black men need to lead, last time I checked, in the Zulu nation, were the boys trained to be warriors? Were the Spartan boys trained to be warriors? So by that analysis, good doctor, what were those boys transformed once they become men? They
They
were,
became warriors.
yeah, just like when you were going through your scientific studies for graduate school, where you groomed to be a scientist,
Yes.
and later you became a scientist, correct? Just like myself and Josh went through the academy and we were being groomed to be police officers and we became police officers. So by that analysis, the ending statement is you get what you groom, correct, good doctor?
That's right.
So what do you, because I know you're a part of academia, and why do we have this cognitive dissonance through the intellectuals alone? Like, why do you think that happens, good sir?
For the intellectuals, well, I think I said on a panel this week that this weekend, and I know everyone doesn't like Dr. Thomas Sowell, but one of the things he said in his book, Inside of American Education, is that uh, part of our institutions of higher learning, unfortunately, in the United States, that they're dedicated towards teaching social dogma. So,
Mm,
so irregardless of data, there, there's a narrative, or there are narratives and ideas that are being pushed. And if the data doesn't agree with those ideas, then the data must be wrong, or it doesn't matter altogether.
mm. And for this social dogma, usually when you have dogma, there's always a deifying of such beings or
Mm-hmm.
creatures, correct?
Yeah. I believe so.
i.e., that person or that being or that object can never do any wrong.
Right.
So it would be good just for you. Woo!
Woo!
To have
Speaking
that
of
back.
deities, speaking of deities,
That's a good
hey,
picture of a deity.
yep. Hey, Charles, I can't hang out too long, but I wanted to tell you I listened to part of your discussion last night with your guest. I know Chaos was patiently sitting quiet, but hey, man, kudos to you guys. That takes a lot of patience. You could
Oh yeah.
hear that she was quietly just listening and figuring out how she was gonna answer, but not necessarily go down the logical path with which you were taking her.
Yeah.
Uh,
And,
that
and
that that
and
that
this
was
is
clear.
live and in living color, an educated woman. And it's always why can't the men step up? I said, do you want to come on my panel and ask? But I knew what she was doing. She wasn't even the kids were playing. She was more into reading the chat. Women tend to read the chat. And I'm like, no wonder you have a delay because you're not listening. But yet, like I told her, I said offline to the conversation beforehand. So you're telling me women are just bad pickers of men. Well, yeah, you could say that. No, I'm talking about D. Durrell and people like him and other people this whole week that I had to go back and forth with the debate, Moo Moo and others, this whole week. The reason why the super simp has to be stopped is because men of science, like Dr. Dunbar, cannot go off your feelings. Men of science have to go off of facts. They have to go off of cause and effect. If you jump out of your bedroom window, you're not going to fly. That's thanks to gravity. Unless you're born of Kryptonian DNA, and I'm pretty sure if we found some, please give it to me, doctor. You're going to fall due to the gravitational pull of the Earth and the force that it has upon your body.
Yep.
So the cognitive distance really starts to take effect and hold when these people treat you like you never grew up around other black people and you don't see this cultural issue. It's no different when I ask my boy Cerulean, yo, you have a boy and a girl in the same damn household. Why are too many of these results drastically different? But yet we get away from the scientific method, which would solve a lot of issues. Would you say, doctor?
I would agree.
But yet we don't want to do the research. We want to go off of hearsay. Like you said, we want to go off of this dogma. Because anytime, for all of you who are not used to the word dogma, think of it as the same way we view the church. How nobody wants to research the Bible. Nobody wants to read the Bible. Nobody wants to read the Bible. Nobody wants to research it. Nobody wants to hear what's going to be said. Nobody wants to see if these people actually lived. They just want to go off of the spiritual dogma or basically belief or deifying these characters. Hold on for 1 second, doctor.
All right.
I'm back, folks. But
All right.
yet, when you hear that spiritual dogma, it's just like the church. It's just like in the black community. How many times do you want to hear factual statements? We came up with the term over here in these circles, facts over feelings. And being from a guy of the intelligentsia, How does it make you feel when you're like, wait a minute, I'm literally standing right here as what you want. Why aren't you picking me? As I want your take on it, good doctor.
Well, that was the impetus for Saturday's live stream, which you joined in on. I
Hmm.
think that me and Roger did a live stream on the 52% for the 53%, and choices are being made, and choices have been made. And when I listened to your discussion with the lady last night, I think that that's the hard part because there's a reluctance to own up to the choices and the long-term ramifications of those choices. And there's a need to assign, there's a need to deflect, and there's a need to spread out blame and culpability amongst everybody. There's for whatever reason, there's a hard time saying, yeah, they're good, productive, competent, multi-dimensional men that we're passing over and we're not reproducing with. And that's our choice. We're choosing to do that. Shout out to Ron Wills, who said once in one of his videos that women choose which genes go into the future. So those
Hmm.
are those are choices.
Hmm. And to alleviate women of that responsibility that they solely hold would just be flat out a lie and disingenuous. Would you say correct, doctor?
Correct.
And Josh, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
See, I want to hear your take on it about men and women being disingenuous about the community and the mating and dating habits that are in it.
Yeah, yeah. Just to piggyback off of what y'all said. I think Doc said what one of y'all said something about females not picking the guy that they claim that they want. And my thing is they're not picking that because they think that those type of dudes are gonna sit there and wait for them. Now, we're not. We all know that we're not waiting for that. We're not gonna wait for a chick to do what she's gonna do, belong to the street, and then when she's done and 4 kids and 5 different baby fathers later, say, "Hey, let's take a walk down memory lane. Let's go on a date or something." No, we don't want that. We don't. I'm not gonna play. Charles. Am I gonna come to your house and play one of your video games on your game save? How do you think I'm
Hmm.
gonna feel?
Yeah,
I don't want. I don't want to. I don't. I'm not gonna bite your burger that you bit off of.
and that's
Eh,
basically the equivalent. I'm glad you made that reference. They want you to bite a burger that somebody already bit and try to sell it to you as a brand fresh, brand new.
right. And they don't realize that time waits for no man or woman. Nobody's gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait. You're not gonna wait. Doc ain't gonna wait. Nobody in the chat is gonna wait for a chick to be ready after she already smashed a whole bunch of dudes. It's like one of the last streams we did a couple of days ago, and we was talking about Family Matters. That ain't real life. Urkel was not go like if that was real life. Urkel was not waiting a whole 9 seasons to smash Laura.
Somebody he obviously outranked. Because let's be serious about Family Matters, right? And I'm gonna say this: have you noticed that in Family Matters, if Urkel would have went over to the white community, he'd have been snatched up like that?
Hell yeah.
What you think, Doctor Dunbar?
I agree.
They'd have exalted this Negro like he was the third coming of Christ.
Mm-hmm. Look, he would have been welcomed into Full House with open arms.
Yeah, you think Danny Tanner would look at Urkel and be like, "Wait a minute, you could build all this stuff? Here's my daughter.
Right. He would have handed her over on a silver platter.
Here's my daughter." And you know what? And you know what else would have been crazy? It would have been black women complaining, why did he go to the other side? He could have married a black woman, but you rejected him.
Right. And you know what? Just to piggyback off of that, they will always overvalue themselves. Like, yeah, I know you want me, but I'm gonna go to Ray Ray, Day Day, and Tyrone real quick. No, stay over there because that says a lot about your character. And a lot of people don't think about that. That if a female's fucking with all of these ancient dudes, think for one single solitary second that it's a reflection of her. You know, people always say that when a woman have sex with dudes, their DNA is left in them, and I clearly believe that shit is true. Why do you think you got so many crazy women? I told my mom this the other day, and she looked at me like I was speaking another language. But seriously, think about that. The more a chick is promiscuous and have sex with all of these dudes, the crazier that she's gonna be.
Well, you got
It's
to
not for
think that.
nothing,
Well, you got to think they're natural incubators.
right?
You think the fallopian tubes and all that shit does, and those walls do not absorb all that sperm and all that semen, which is DNA passing?
Exactly. Matter of fact, I'll take it a step further. Think about when we're on the street and we get a call for a rape, and a chick will say she was raped 4 days ago. What do? Take them to Mercy, go get the rape kit, because guess what? That DNA is still in her. But they don't think about
Hmm.
that. It's about today, now. My how much money's in my pocket? What kind of purse am I wearing? And what dick is going in my ass? So that's what they care about. It's too much fast shit today, today, today. And like you always say, men, we plan out. We can plan out for years. Years out, 5 years ahead. But they're
Yeah,
not doing that. They may claim it. They may sweet talk. They may sweet talk it to you, but let their actions speak.
yeah.
Yeah. So Charles, I'm going to say something and I have to drop off, but on that same vein, on what Josh just said, one of the main things you'll hear the women say is, "I'm not my past." Don't judge me based upon my past. And I didn't hear about what Josh just discussed until I came into these spaces. So thank God for YouTube and thank God for science. But any man listening to this, if you're meeting her in her 30s or 40s or whatever, I'm not saying don't talk to her, but just keep that in mind that that type of thing, the body count, all that can have long lasting ramifications. But you're told not to consider that when you hear I'm not my past. Don't judge me on my past. And I hate to say this, but the church helps reinforce that.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, you're brand new, you're a new person, but you know, that's not necessarily the case.
yeah. And I have a very interesting topic for you, if you don't mind me sharing it with you, Doctor.
Go for it.
I want. It would be an interesting topic for your next show or the show after.
Hmm.
If you look at the ramifications and the effects of multiple sexual partners for women,
Okay.
because I do believe that a lot of that causes a lot of psychosis or a lot of mental illness or some. It has to be something that goes on because women were not really built to have this heavy amount of sexual partners.
No, no. Well,
And just
I
go ahead.
no, well, I've heard that the more partners she has, it's going to be harder for her to pair bond.
Hmm.
So that's something to consider as well.
Because it'll be interesting from a legitimate, bona fide scientist point, where in the manosphere, it's been we have the psychological, we have the sociological, we even have the philosophy. But to come from it from a scientific standpoint, I think that would blow the lid off the door right there.
Okay. Well, Charles, I will let me think about that one. I'll see what I can look up and I'll get back to you.
All
But
right, thank you, good doctor.
all right, I'm gonna
Always a
drop that.
pleasure.
All right, fellas.
Woo!
Woo.
I, I'll say this, folks, and shout out to Dr. Dunbar. Please, 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 if you're not subscribed to his channel, Big Discussion 76, Science and Technology, do so. Well, we have a lot of introspective thought, scientific discussion, and all around how many times do black men get to ask someone in his field of STEM pertinent questions that the community needs. Please subscribe to him. But here's the issue that goes on. You have a lot of this. Well, these black women are doing their job. No, they're not. It's funny how anytime, I wonder if you fellas in the chat and also Josh could pen in, how many times when you hear a positive stereotype for black women, they take it as gospel truth, even though we can easily debunk it by just looking up the research. But anytime the US government comes out and say black men are the best fathers on the planet, you know what this funky ass motherfucker Dita Rowe tried to say? Well, if that's because black men don't work. No, the studies was actually done of black men regardless of class and income, that we are actually conditioned culturally to be with our children more than any men. Hispanic men do not spend that much time with their kids as much as black. Neither do white, neither do Arabic, Native American, any other race of man. When he tried to say that shit, I debunked that. The study was shown regardless of income level and class. You get these people who try to talk about these subjects and they put their foots in their mouth every single time. But anytime there's an actual good critique of black men, they can't believe it. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. They only every time they talk about black men and in any perspective, they always look at the Tyrones and shit like that. They don't believe that there's middle class, blue collar, or even white collar working black men.
What is it about? What, 63, 67% of black men in the middle class? So
Exactly.
why are we looking at the bottom 8?
Because that's what the media perpetuates. The media, like, come on, how many black movies portrayed black fathers as monsters? Come on.
Really? Because like I said before, I grew up. What's up, Ali? I grew up. A lot of us grew up during the Sally Jesse Raphael, the goddamn
Mm-hmm.
Donahue, the
Mm-hmm.
goddamn. This is the link you got to click to get in, Ali.
Yeah, like
A lot of the Geraldos
right.
making a false narrative of black men ain't shit.
Yeah,
But then,
look at
but
movies like
then
Waiting to Exhale, Jason's Lyrics, shit like that. Like they was screaming that black men ain't shit
hit your
rhetoric.
camera. Turn your camera off.
My
Hit the
camera's
cam.
on.
No, I'm talking to Ali.
Oh,
But it's like this. But yet, you don't see the cultural impact that media made. That, number one, it forced black men into a position where they said, I don't want to be like this man. In some cases, I don't want to be like my father. I want to be better. Because we didn't want to be held as the black men who weren't shit. So when you have, I refuse to hear a bad black. There are too many black men that are good fathers. When you really think about it, yourself, your brother, Ali,
mm-hmm.
Dern, Sean, Mel, who are black men who are fathers. You could not hang around my boys. We would kick your ass if we found out you were a terrible father. Literally. So think about it. The color purple was the catalyst. That was the start.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of these women and they make their choice in life, but you can't hold them to the same fucking shit that we hold the men. Are you fucking kidding me? And it's not even, and I know some people are gonna be like, oh, this is hating black women. No, it is not.
It's not at all. Not an, if
It's
matter of
telling,
fact, if it was hating, we wouldn't be talking about it. If we hated black women, we wouldn't be talking about it. But the fact that we're having these types of discussions means that we're invested and we care about our community.
but at the same time, if black men went out of their way fighting to get their kids. Just like I had the one chick last night tell me, what about child support? Child support is not a good indicator of a good parent or a
Right.
bad one.
You're just paying a bill. Just so, oh, I'm a good person because I pay a bill. Oh, okay, keep telling yourself that.
And then she was like, what about the black men who are on child support? You have tons more white men on child support.
Well,
Then on top of that,
let's get this straight.
how
I'm on child support and I'm not an animal. I was. Let me tell you something. I was cheated on. I was cheated on. The bitch got mad that I didn't want to take her back, so she put me on.
hello?
Sorry, somebody was calling me. No, so she put me on child support as retaliation for not taking her back.
And how many times do women use child support as a way to hurt you? You could be paying a child's tuition, clothing, whatever, and still pay child support. Are we checking to see if that child support actually goes to the child? Because children don't use that much electricity.
Well, you see what mine did. Shoot, was getting all that money in child support, but can't pay her rent. So where's the money? Where's the money going?
But yet these courts don't make sure the money goes to the child.
Because they don't give a shit. Because at the end of the day, everything is a business. Like I be telling my girl all the time, everything's a business. They don't give a fuck whether you live, it's a business. Whether you die, it's a business. But at the end of the day, it's a business. Just like the coronavirus. You think they you really think they got the cure for that? You could bet your black ass they do. You think they're gonna circulate it fast? Okay, it's a business. Money has to be made. If everything wasn't looked at as a business aspect, there'd be a cure for cancer, there'd be a cure for AIDS, Hep C, B, ABC, all that.
But you got to look at it. I hate this narrative, and it really is insulting. When I told D. Durrell and the broad over there he was talking about, like, look, black men have done their part. 52% of black men don't have children. The 42 who actually has their children, lives with their children, are in their children's lives, and introspective. So we're talking about the 8% of black men are bringing down the whole fucking community. That's fucking impossible. That is fucking impossible.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, James?
Yo,
What's good with
This
you? What's
this is my
good with
boy
you, man? Can you hear
Josh.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you clear.
Yo, Josh, what up?
hey, how you doing,
Can y'all hear me
James?
though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you good.
yep, you
You
sound
crystal
good.
clear.
What's up, Josh? What's up, Josh? I just chimed
What's
in,
going
man.
on,
I'm on
brother?
my break right now, man. We just had some pasta. Oh man, I'm loving my job, man. So we having like an
I'm
employee
jealous.
food gathering right now. So I'm just chilling, man. And I'm glad y'all having this discussion, man, because I'm at the grocery store, one of the biggest grocery stores. That's where I work at. And I also used to
Hmm.
work at a hospital. But me coming into this space, it's like you a doctor. Like, and Charles is a cop. And I work where I work at, and I see this space. It was once BGS had a panel back on Saturdays, and when y'all was talking about the rise of the diesel, and most of these dudes, if you ask these dudes what is a diesel, they can't even break that down to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Angry Man is where he at right now, doing his own thing, man, because he seen this shit. So that's why I call him the black thought of this space. He the black thought because he got fruition. Charles got fruition. Like y'all do excommunical whatever. I don't know. I butcher that, but research. It's research. All these ladies do, like I always say, they scared to go to boot camp. They scared to go to basic training. They're not gonna put in no work. And like we always say, they just want to show up. They just want to show up however they looking at that moment. All it
and how
is
many?
just a moment in time, bro. It's nothing.
And I'm gonna
Feel
ask you
me?
this, James. How many
Yeah, no
times
doubt.
do we get How many times do we get praise of the women doing it correctly?
Every day, bro. All the time. Constantly, nonstop. It's like we got this gene because you were asking the young lady yesterday, can you speak? Are you okay? Like we got that gene. I don't know where that gene come from, but for my mothers or whatever, but we need to stop that gene. Whatever you call it, I think somebody need to do some more research on it because no matter how they treat us, we still got that gene. Like we want to help them. Like because I was on a port, I was walking one day and this lady was on her porch on her cell phone, and the ball flew in the street, and she looking at me, and I kept on walking. So imagine if I didn't have you brothers, I would have got that ball. Ain't no telling if a car would have hit me, God for no, or a bird would have, anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, I just kept it walking. Like, I love not holding the door for these ladies and just seeing the expression in their eyes, like in too deep. And what he say? I want to see the whites in your eyes. Like, I like that shock value look when I don't hold the door for these hyenas or whatever you want to call them, scrags. I get a kick out of that shit. And if I ain't have you brothers, I'll be a simp.
Yeah. And there was a question in the chat, Josh. Looking back, do you advise future fathers to leave a woman alone with your kid because she cheated? Was it worth it, or consider it all the effects of it?
Wait 1 second.
See, I'm gonna say this. Number one, a lot of brothers go through hell because they're not doing a woman's bidding. Okay? A lot of brothers do. A lot of brothers who are good brothers go through hell because they're not doing a woman's bidding.
Yeah, yo, if she, I'll tell you what, if she cheat, it's just time for her to go, because at the end of the day, it's gonna happen again. There's no working it out. For any brother that's listening to this, or in my situation, or you think you're gonna get in my situation, get the fuck out of that relationship quick,
And
because
take your
it's
kid quickly.
and right. And I don't like using the word toxic because I'm not an SJW, but at the end of the day, that's some toxic shit. Get the fuck out of there, because she will call the cops. And let me tell you something: when a black woman like the white man in your business, the white man will never leave. You know what I'm saying? It may cost
Mm,
you your job. It may cost you your sanity. It may even cost you your life. Get the fuck away. Seriously. And this is things that black men need to discuss a lot more, because that was a bad relationship. I'll tell you what, that may be one of the worst relationships I've ever had been in. Once I stood back and looked at what was going on,
mhm.
because when shit was good, shit was good. Then when me and my
Right.
brother helped to get a job at the jail, she was a correction officer for a cup of coffee, short time,
Oh
and
shit.
and as soon as she started working there, she started feeling herself, thought she was all brand new and stuff like that. Then she started fucking her fellow COs. Then she started fucking supervisors. Then she started fucking her the inmates in there. And then
Yeah.
she started doing reckless shit, like giving addresses of where people lived at, where my family lived at,
Wow.
where I lived at. I had random niggas hitting me up talking about, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up, da 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 da. Oh yeah, you want to do that? You want to put your hands on her, do all types of shit. Mind you, none of this shit was true, but yet they were simping hard because that's all the fuck they knew. A lot of
Yup.
niggas out here don't realize that pride to get you killed. You doing all this simping shit for a bitch, you're gonna be 6 feet deep real fucking quick. I slapped the shit out of a nigga real fucking quick that's influenced by a fucking chick, or for some lies that she said. Niggas, a lot of dudes don't believe that females lie. They do. They do. It's in the Bible. Go fucking read it. Reading is fundamental.
Word.
Straight up. On God, my nigga. Reading is very
Yo,
fundamental.
you a doctor? You a doctor, bro?
Nah, I'm a cop. I work with Charles. I'm not a. I wish I was a
Oh,
doctor.
okay,
I
yeah.
think
I
you. I
remember
think you
you
was
was on
thinking
the
about the
panel.
other
I
guy that was
remember.
on. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm like, yo, man, he got that swag though. Like, he got that.
Oh
Yo.
nah, nah. I'm a cop, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that's what's
man.
up, bro. That's what's up.
I've been through hell for. I've been fighting for my daughter for the last 5 years. I haven't seen my daughter since March of 20,
Oh
because and
man.
I'll tell you a little story real quick. So my baby mother called me one day and cursed me out, threatened me and all that, because I was in a relationship and still am in a relationship. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck y'all up on site," just because I was in a relationship and I let my daughter meet my current girlfriend, which I don't bring a lot
Hmm.
of females around my daughter, but I'm in a relationship. Okay, you know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
If I don't trust you around my daughter, my dick will not be inserted into you. So um, so anyways, her and my brother's ex-wife, they're like friends for whatever reason, and they made all of these bullshit lies. They made allegations that they made a bullshit allegation that my brother molested my daughter, which wasn't true. They even went as far as saying that my nephew, who's only 10 years old, gonna lie and say that he molested my daughter, to try to get the kids taken out of the house, which they succeeded at. But then
Hmm.
when they went and did interviews, when CPS did interviews, and I had to talk to CPS, they was like, "Yo, these bitches is crazy." Went to court, even the judge, these bitches is crazy. And you know how the judge knew that they was bullshitting, because they was
Yeah.
making up new lies. They was saying irrational shit like, "Yeah, uh, um, Tristan held up Kennedy to a fan and to cut her throat." I'm like, nigga, I don't even have a ceiling fan in my house. What are you talking about? Yeah. And then long story short, when everything was thrown out, she
Hmm.
storms out of the courtroom and says, "Over my dead body is Kennedy ever going back to his house?" I'm talking about my house. And I'm just like, bitch, we have a whole custody agreement and you broke that, and it's going over almost a year. And I used to be, on speaking terms with her mother, because I used to do all my custody exchanges through her mother, who
Right.
lives maybe like 15 minutes away from me. So then her mother started bullshit playing games and being like, "Okay, well, um, it's COVID. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't know if y'all got COVID." I said, "Motherfucker, my mother has stage 4 breast cancer. How dare you sit there and say, I don't know if y'all got COVID?" She talking about, "I'm old, bitch. My mom is 60. You know what I'm
Word.
saying?
My mama
What about me?"
diabetic.
Yeah, what? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? At that point in time, I'm like, "Yo, what about me? What about my peoples? I don't know what the fuck
Right.
y'all doing over there. I don't know who you around or who you bringing around my daughter. But for you to sit there and say, oh, yeah, I don't know if y'all got COVID. Fuck you, bitch." And that's
That's a
how I am
fact.
right now. Like, I'm not like,
Me
fuck
too.
nice. Like, fuck nice. I'm about to be 30 in a couple of months. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna say what I feel and do what the fuck I feel, because that's just
Yeah.
how I am in life. I'm literally half of my foot is out of the door with police work, because soon I will be medically retired.
Oh wow.
And I just
Okay.
don't. Yeah, I hurt my back. I
Right.
hurt my back. Not to sound like Mike Tyson, but spinal. Anyways, fell awkwardly a couple of years ago, tackling a suspect that I shouldn't even have been involved with, thanks to the fucking supervisor I had. Didn't know how to talk to
Right.
people. Yeah,
Wait till
seriously.
the body drop, then
Long,
do the report, man.
bro. Long story short, I answered a call
Yeah.
for a shooting. The guy who I tackled, he called police to help the dude that was shot. It was like some white druggie or whatever that got shot in his chest. I thought the guy was bullshit. I said, "Sir, where you shot at? Whatever." He was like, "I got shot in my chest." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Where's the blood?" I'm like, "There's no blood, no nothing. Lift up your shirt." Man, it looked like he got shot with a fucking BB gun. I didn't even believe him. He didn't even go in the medic. But long story short, I was just gonna get his information so he can go, about his business. Because according to, just like he said, he was like, "I'm not staying unless y'all pay me." I'm like, "Say no more." So I told my supervisor, I'm like, "Yo, he doesn't want to stay, da da da." And he's like, "What?" So the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm not staying unless y'all pay me." Wrong thing to say to this asshole. So he was like, detain him." I'm like, "How the fuck you gonna make me lock up a witness?" He was like,
You
he was
can't
like, "Detain."
detain them unless
Yep.
you have a legal
And
reason
mind
to
you, I got
detain.
sued. I got
Oh,
sued
okay.
for this. I got sued for this and
Wow.
lost, but it didn't come out of my pocket. But but yeah, so
This the
that so
irony that's going through that shit.
right. And so my supervisor said, "I'm ordering you to do it, or I'm gonna write you up." So I'm like, "Okay." I'm telling the guy like, "Yo," and it's all on body camera. I'm like, "Yo, I'm not." I'm like, "You're not going to jail. I'm not locking you up. I'd rather take a write up than to have you get locked up." I was like, "You're gonna get a phone call, everything." I said, "If you want to make a complaint, I'm gonna give you all the information for that." So guy being hard headed, I told him to sit in the car. I'm like, "Yo, I'm just gonna sit you in the car for a little bit. I will come right back to you. Let me just go clear the scene." So he's like, "No, no, no," being hard headed. Jumps out of the car, tries to run. I'm trying to hold him. He falls. I fall. I've never been the same since.
Damn.
And got sued for it for my troubles. But
That's
even when it went to court, they was like, Officer Hall he was trying to de-escalate the situation the whole time. He didn't do anything wrong. A whole judge said that. So that's just how I conduct myself professionally. But
right.
you get in trouble for doing your fucking job,
Yeah, you
and that's
might as
not
well get the fuck out of there, get full
exactly.
benefits,
That's yeah.
keep
That
it
that's
pushing.
yeah. That's not the and
Especially when you're
that's the
not
realization.
appreciated of your job, bro.
Exactly, and that's the realization that I came to, and I'm like, I can't do this shit no more. I've done it for seven
Right.
years. They've
And
been they've been yeah,
it's already a stressful job
I,
working in Baltimore already,
bro.
bro.
I've been fucked
I,
with for I've been me and my brother been fucked with by internal affairs for years. My
and
whole
you gotta
stint
think
there.
his brother was a lieutenant.
Yeah,
Wow.
His brother was a lieutenant, a shift commander,
yeah.
and
We
they
was all
fuck
we
with
was
him.
all in all three of us in the same district. Me, Charles, and my brother. My brother ran the midnight shift. Me and Charles, we was on the same shift on swing. And little fun fact of the day, which brings my whole rant full circle. The way me and Charles became close. All right, matter of fact, I'll take it a little bit further than that, and then I'll bring it to how me and Charles got close. When I first met Charles, I was infiltrating. I was new rookie, fresh on the street officer, and I never forget. I really didn't. It's not that I didn't like Charles. I always liked Charles, but he would always come in there and he had an intimidating presence about him. And I'm
Yeah,
not
no
really
doubt.
intimidated by nobody, but Charles is a big motherfucker. So I never
Right.
forget. We was on opposite shifts, and he would come in, and I was like getting my little paperwork ready, new cop, new binder, all this shit. So I'm getting myself together. He come through, bursting through the door, ripping his shirt open, and what do you see? The Superman S. You see the big ass Superman S on his shirt. So,
Right, yo,
anyways, and
that's
I
who
and
he is.
right, and I never forget that. And it's funny because I swear to God, one time, I swear to God, one time, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was like he had some type of look on his face, like, "Yo, when you rookies say some shit, then I'm gonna fuck y'all up. Don't ask me shit." But I got scared and I was like, "Huh?" But I respected it because I'm like, you know what? I'm like, he's respected. This guy's respected around here. I fucks with
Right,
him.
right.
And when I came back to the Northern District, because after I graduated, they sent me to the Central, and the Central that was a hellhole, racist, toxic fucking place, like a hostile work environment, everything. So long story short, I put in for a transfer to come back to the Northern because I knew Charles was there, and it just so happened my brother had got there because he was promoted to lieutenant. Anyways, so once the shit that happened with my baby mother found out she was cheating, and
Mm.
I took her to WrestleMania weekend, WrestleMania 33 weekend back in 17. Found out that she was cheating, looked at her phone, saw that she was talking sexual with her supervisor.
Right.
But and
Mm.
she actually assaulted me when we was on the highway on our way to the Hall of Fame ceremony. I'm in the car and she called, mind you, I just found this shit out. I wanted to be alone. She hurried up, hop in, jump in the car with me. And I'm like, yo, just stay in the hotel. So she calls her gay friend, start talking shit about me and everything. Long story short, I took her Dre Beats, rolled down the window, flung them bitches right out the window. So she started punching me for real, son. She started punching me in
fuck,
my face.
fuck all of that.
Yeah, yo, she started punching me in my face and grabbed the steering wheel. We veer over because I don't know if you ever been to Orlando, but it's like 6-lane highways, kind of like California. We veer
Oh
over
shit.
like 5 fucking lanes, and I'm gonna say it straight up. I punched her right in the fucking mouth because you're not gonna kill me. You
That's
did
a
all of
fact.
this
I
shit
was
to
thinking
me,
that.
and then you assaulted me. Fuck you. The gloves are off. I don't give a fuck, man, woman, or child. You assault me, I'm gonna hit back. That's just how I was raised, yo. But anyways,
Everybody need a wake up call, man.
right.
Word.
But
Yeah,
when I got back to the district, I was feeling so down and depressed, and I seriously wanted to kill that bitch. Like that's how I wanted to commit murder. Like that's how I felt, and I was looking for somebody to vent to. And I never forget one day, Charles looked at me and was like, "Yo, what's wrong with what's the problem?" And I told him, I was like, "I'll tell you in the parking lot." So I told him everything that happened. He was like, "Yo, let's go get some breakfast. Tell me all about it." So I told him. He's like, "You know what? Come to my crib. We're gonna talk about this more over a drink, and the rest
and
was history."
cigars.
And cigars, and we've been cool ever since.
That's what's up, man.
He
That's
said
what's
he
up,
saved
bro.
me. He saved me
Right.
from going to jail and losing my
Or
job and
going to
losing
jail
everything.
and doing like 25 years or how many,
Oh,
whatever.
trust me.
Exactly.
It's. I've always said this. This
Hmm.
is the cardinal set of black men. A lot of black men didn't have older mentors or older big brothers to calm the herd, who we can
Right.
confide in. We're always taught in our community, you can't cry. The same
Yep,
chick when I
yep.
was on the phone, she was like, "Well, my son, he doesn't cry. He's 9, but he's." I said, "He's a peaceful soul." I said, "A warrior is a warrior born or is a warrior trained?" And she used the words like, "I'm trying to make him more gangster." I said, "A gangster is not a man."
Right.
I said, "How can you?" I said, "The problem is this, shorty. This is what you need to do. You need to really you really need to get them mentors. You need to put them in combat sports. You need to have them more around boys. Why? Because boys are gonna be like, look, you got to man up. You got
Yep.
to get him around teenage mentors. Like, come on, man. Does he have teenage cousins? Come on, man. We don't do this around here. Come on. I know you hurt. It's gonna hurt sometimes in life, but we got to get up and keep moving forward.
Trust. That's a
And
fact, bro.
Yeah.
what a lot of black women do
Mm-hmm.
unwillingly sometimes is kill that boy's warrior spirit. Oh,
Facts.
that's
My
not.
mom did that shit to me. Every sport that guys in my community told me to go try out, she used to knock it like, nah, he don't want to. No, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't cleaned up your room today, or you ain't washed the
Right.
dishes. Even guys used to come to my house like, yo, man, I'll take them to football practice or boxing. She always used to say no, bro.
Yeah, and I hate that because that's stunting your growth as a person. I
Yep.
dated a chick a couple of years back, and Charles, no, I dated a chick a couple of years back. She was a single mother, and her son, I told her son was bad as fuck, and I told her I was like, yo, get him into sports, let him play basketball or football. He was like 3 years old, so football would be perfect because it's,
Right.
it's a football town anyway. So she's talking about, oh, that's too violent. I said, what the fuck you gonna put him in? I was like, well, you gonna be a ballerina? She's like, well, I'm putting him in gymnastics. I was like, get the fuck out. I was like, yo, he
Wow.
needs sports. I'm like, stop protecting him. He's not a baby. I'm like, he's not a baby. He
Yep.
has energy. Put the energy to good use.
Because he going to see sports in a household with his moms. He going to be belittling them, putting hands on them.
Right.
Ain't no telling. Because I seen that. Yo, I had my mom in the household, my sister, and plus when my aunt mom had passed away, she lived with us. She had lived with us a particular time in our lives too. So I had all these women's in the household whooping my ass. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Yelling at me, calling me all types of
I was about to say
names.
that
Like,
too.
come
They'll
on,
call you
man.
every motherfucker. They'll tell you every
every,
motherfucker in the book.
every name in the book, and I look just like my dad, so that was even worse. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you
'Cause
and
I
you had
look
to
exactly
hear that
like
bullshit
him.
rhetoric of your father wasn't
Yeah,
shit.
father wasn't nothing. He was nothing but a drunk. You know what I mean? It did like because my father passed away last year, so I
Oh,
had a
I'm so
chance to
sorry, bro.
talk to him, and he was like, "Yo, your mom's da 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 da. Your aunt, your sister, yo, they ain't nothing, bro." So I'm glad that I built that relationship and forgave my dad all the things that he
Yeah,
did, and I got a chance for him to tell me his side of the story, his background, where he came from. You know what
that's
I'm
right.
saying? So I was happy, bro. And then when it
Yeah.
came to the child support, I was going to 2 years, 2 years of child support, bro.
Mm-hmm.
She drugged me through court, through the mud, lied on me. Mind you, I've been sober for 5 years. And she was like, "Oh, he's a alcoholic, he's a drug user. You know what I'm saying? He been thinking about killing himself." And yo, and I've been with this bitch for 18 years, bro.
That's insane, yo. And it's crazy because mine did the same. My baby mom tried to do the same shit to me. But yeah, she openly admitted it that she sells ass. She's a prostitute now, and she's a stripper. I had
Right.
pictures to prove it. She strips in Dundalk. I forgot the name of the club, but I have the flyer in my phone. Oh, and you know what? Because I'm petty. I posed as a cousin, and anonymously, I just said I was a cousin, like to who I sent it to. I sent it
Mm-hmm.
to her parents, mother and father, the picture of
Right.
her at the strip club stripping, and yeah, didn't go too well for her.
Fuck that, man. Yo, see, that's our problem, yo. We got that gene. I don't know what that gene. Yo, I'm keep bringing up that gene, man. It's something in us that, yo, even though they put us through all of this shit, we still got to be like passive aggressive talk. No, brother, this is war. Once she
Yeah,
drag you through that courtroom, all bets are off.
yeah, like I keep saying, bro.
You got to
Once
go
she
for
let the
her.
white man in, once she let the
Yeah,
white man in, he's
it's a
not
wrap.
fucking leaving. They don't see that. My cousin that lives in PA, but he from East Orange, New Jersey. Going through the same shit. His baby mother got him fired from his trucking job. Already was in jail
Trucking,
for like 3 years. I don't know what he did, and I don't really want to ask
right.
him. But
For the
because I mean
trucking
we
job.
just recently connected. When he got out of jail, he
Right.
cleaned up his life, cleaned up his act, became a truck driver, made shit ton of money. Fucking punk ass baby mother got him
Shout out to
fucking
the
fired.
master
See,
teacher
she wasn't getting
BGS.
no ends. I don't think
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
getting nothing
and
beneficial for her.
right. Right. And I told him, I said, yo, why did you even stay with her at that point? He was like, he was trying to make it
Yeah.
work. But then he
Why
realized
did he
that,
tell her where he work at though? Why did he
right,
even tell her? Like you can't tell
right.
these bros nothing. My
And
ex don't even know where I work at, bro. I refuse to tell her because all she gonna do is take her ass down to child support and get
mm-hmm.
some more bread out of me.
Yep.
I'm not
And I
doing
thank
that,
God.
bro. Because I
I
take
thank
care of my
God.
kids way more than child support, man. Like,
Right. And I thank
come
God that
on,
my
man.
cousin bounced back and you know, he has custody of his daughter
Right,
and
right, right.
he has a job that pays even way more than before than the
Damn.
job that he had before. You know what I'm saying? So black men, you can bounce back. Don't
Right,
believe bullshit that people put the bullshit rhetoric that they put out there. We're not animals. We're not monsters.
right,
We're human beings. We're not the garbage men of the dating world.
right.
Even though they want us to be. You know what I'm
Yeah, of
saying?
course.
But I think.
Like you said with the bounce back though, there's nothing like the bounce back, yo. When you get back on your feet, when she drag you to child support, when
Mm-hmm.
she got her brother, I mean whoever to come and whoop your ass, whatever. It's nothing like the bounce back. You got to go through that pain, man, that pain, that suffering, and find
Mm-hmm.
yourself. The bounce back is getting your swag back, getting a good job, looking better, getting that brand new car and flossing in front of her ass.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I
But
can't
it's really
wait.
for
That-
you. Nothing like
yeah,
the bounce back.
yeah. That's why I can't wait till my court date because I'm taking my baby mother to court for violation of the custody order, and I'm taking her
Because
ass to
right,
court,
right.
and I'm taking her ass to court for custody. Since she want to fuck around,
Yo, go all
we
out,
going to
bro.
court for that shit too. And I'm
No
gonna just
matter
keep
how
doing
long
it.
it take, go for your rights, bro. Them
Yeah,
your rights.
because
Them your
cause
rights
I
as
don't
a
want my
father.
daughter to
Go
think that I gave
all
up.
out.
You know, and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all because I had a lot of I've cried plenty of times about
Me
this
too.
shit, and
Me
I
too.
said, and there's been times that I wanted to give up. There's times that I just wanted to pick up, move, and just change my
Bro,
motherfucking number, but that's too
I'm
easy. It's
I'm
too easy to
with
do.
you, bro. Like we need to be honest and we need to have our union in our front and we need to have our code of conduct, which is we need to put that first. Like y'all
Mm-hmm.
got a code of conduct, which in the police task force, the military got it. And we need to have a code of conduct in this space. And we need to be more
Absolutely.
united front with our brothers and don't
Mm-hmm.
be afraid to say that you cry. That's why I said when I was going to child support, I wanted to kill myself, bro. Like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know like how to even function, like
Exactly.
waking up, putting on clothes,
Yep.
eating. I ain't seen my kids in years going through child support.
Yeah. Matter
You
of
know what
fact.
I'm saying? So that's why I came in this space. I got with the angry man. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Supported the channel, man. He got me out the mud, bro. So that's why I always support him,
Right,
bro. I
bro.
don't care, bro.
Just to piggyback off what you said, when I like I went through my darkest days in 2017, 2018. 2017 was because that was the first time she kept my daughter from me, and then on top of that, my grandmother was on her deathbed. I'm originally from New York, so every time would get a day off, I would drive all the way to New York, go see my grandmother, and then come back. And I mean, I went through so much shit. I was going to bars every fucking day, just drinking my life away. Like seriously, this is the problem that I had, and it got so crazy. I never forget. One day I came back from New York. This is the last time I ever seen my grandmother living. She had just got back home. I go in the bathroom. Had to do number two. My I know that's TMI, but I don't give a fuck. The major of the district, he's the head cheese, the top guy of the district, calls me and tells me, "Oh, what are you doing right now?" I said, "I just got in the house. Just drove back from New York to see my grandmother." I was like, "What's wrong?" He was like, "Oh, there's been an allegation. I have to suspend you." I'm like, "On what grounds?" Mind you, this motherfucker already knew what was going on because I had a sit down chat with him a couple of days prior and told him that my baby mother had called me and told me that she called CPS on me and she told me she called CPS and lied just for shits and giggles. And then when I got pissed, she said, "Oh, I'm not arguing with you," and hung up the phone. Then CPS calls me a couple of minutes later, and then it was off to the races. I never not had police, child support, CPS, and courts out of my business. They always want to know what the fuck I'm doing and want to know where the fuck I'm at. Even with that shit, when she called and said called child I'm sorry called CPS on me, there was some shit that she did. One day I came to her crib to chill with my daughter. Wasn't paying her no fucking mind. She slaps the shit out of me for no fucking reason. I know this sounds insane, but I swear to God, I'm not lying. So I walk out the house. I'm like, yo, I'm leaving. She takes my shoe that I'm getting ready to put on, and hits me and hitting me with it. So I yoke her up. So she's screaming like, help, help. See this shit that I'm saying. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm calling the police. So she wouldn't act like she fainted and shit. So I put her on the couch and I'm like, I'm gone. So she's like, get out, get out. So she called. That was her plan. She called CPS and told them that it was all me. That I hit her, hit my daughter, fucked everybody up in the house. And it's so crazy that I proved to CPS that I didn't do shit, and still CPS was like, well, we can't prove that you didn't do it, but we're gonna keep it on your record for 5 years. So if there's another allegation on you, whether it's bullshit or not, you're gonna get charges on you. How the fuck do you think that make me feel that a white motherfucker told me that whether I did it or didn't do it, I'm going to jail? It's insane, but it's real. People think this shit is a game. People think, oh, it was bashing black women. No, it's telling the fucking truth. I don't understand why people think that telling the truth is a whole crock of bullshit. But let me get back to the story. So I went through that in 2017, 2018. I lost an aunt, lost another aunt, lost one of my best friends to cancer. I lost one aunt, one best friend to cancer, another aunt to diabetes. You know how the fuck I was? You know how fucked up I was? Then I got arrested because this bitch told that she filed for child support. We had a date for child support court that I didn't know about. I was never served. My job at the time was fucking petty. The police department, petty bitches. So they waited for me to get to work. One of the little bitches that I worked with, punk ass Simp, was like, oh well, the sergeant want to see you. I was like, okay. So I'll go in there. As soon as I walk through the door, I get locked up. I'm like, well, what the fuck's going on? I didn't do anything. They're like, oh well, you had a court date that you missed. I was like, say what? I'm like, I didn't miss shit. Had spent a whole fucking night in jail about some shit that I didn't know about. But yeah, she was fucking people at the police department to make that shit happen. Wow. I can make a whole fucking movie out of this, my nigga.
That shit need to be a fucking movie. She need to be locked the fuck up, and whoever was engaged in that, they need to be locked up also.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Internal fucking affairs. When she went to talk to internal affairs, it was like, yeah, we need you to cooperate with us so we could get him and his brother fired from this department, because that was their goal. I don't even know what the fuck I did to them.
Never it ain't about what you did to them. The whole thing is, I don't give a fuck if it's raining tomorrow and that chick is mad. She will go to high and hell waters to make everybody else mad. You know what I'm saying?
And this is another
it's
thing
like payback. Hell have no high waters once a woman is grown or whatever the fuck.
Exactly, bro. It could, yo, you have a baby with a chick, piss him off one good time, I'm going to child support. Don't
That's a
shit over
but
if you're gonna do it,
but wait a
do
minute.
It, bitch.
But wait a minute. According to that clown ass D. Darrell, women don't do that. Men leave their women.
Who is this dude though? Like, what the fuck did he ever do?
Come on right now, because
that clown ass D. Darrell, he's a panderer. He's not as big out there as Derek Jackson's clown ass, but he likes to pander.
And fuck Derek Jackson.
He tries to have all these degrees. I went on Chaos, invited me to this platform, and I told D. Darrell, I said, I never understood this whole week. You get these guys with these fucking degrees, and the red cups are right there at the table. You get these guys with these degrees, and you debate them, and you like, you're being intellectually dishonest. And he said, oh, but you're not an intellectual. I said, I'm sorry, I confused you for one.
What?
And I'm looking at him, you got your master's degree, but you masterfully lose.
Charles, it's a difference. It's a difference between being educated and intelligent. He's only educated. You know what those degrees mean?
Here's the point.
The degrees meant that he followed a curriculum. It doesn't mean that he learned anything, bro. He's only educated. There's no intelligence from those degrees. Fuck
and see, here's the fucked up part about it. He's gonna do the same damn thing that other people do when they try to debate me. Like some of y'all been listening to me for 5 years. I don't lose debates. I'm gonna walk you down the line and just tell you about yourself and go through history. Nigga, when did black men leave black women? Y'all left us.
Yep.
The early 1960s when they introduced welfare to the black community, and they kicked the black man out the house in order for the women to receive assistance.
Exactly. Exactly. So
That's a fact.
that's my boy Vince, another another guy who's former BPD. You
Oh,
know,
okay. What up,
yeah.
Vince? What up, man?
So everybody said, "What's up, Vince?" He said,
Vince,
"What's
my
up?" He's
man,
over there.
what's up?
He said, he
No
said, "What's up?"
doubt.
He said he's tried scotch for the first time, so he's like, "God
Oh,
damn, this
oh,
shit's so strong."
wow.
And then,
Oh, yo, so he's a rookie. He's a rookie
no,
when it
no,
comes
oh
to.
no, this was we could drink. Oh, we could
Oh,
drink,
okay,
but
okay,
when you drinking 14-year-old scotch, well, you gotta that make a man out of you, make your nuts drop.
Yo, y'all live like boss. Yo, y'all live like bosses every day, bro.
Yo, let me
Like
tell you something.
that's the way to be.
I always go to Charles' house. I always go to Charles' house, get drunk and pass out. One time, I was passed
Oh
out drunk
yeah.
on his couch, and this chick
So
that
my
Charles was
boy
talking to,
Josh and a couple of
this
people on the pedal.
this chick that Charles was talking to at the time came through. She looked at me. I was like, like, cause I was passed out, and she was like, "What the fuck is he doing here?" Charles was like, "Shut your ass up, go upstairs," and I went right back to sleep.
See, that's the way
That's
you gotta
normal for her.
treat him, though. That's what you gotta do, bro. They love that shit. You know what I mean?
No type of
Yeah, that's
education.
it-
Because
it-
remember, when our parents was
I don't know if y'all can hear Vince.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear him in the
come
background.
all different types of programs for people to have all types of trades for people to have that they can when they get out of school they can pursue it. Now these kids don't got shit.
You got to realize,
They sure as hell
I
don't.
don't anybody from the Baltimore area or who's familiar with it. I don't see North Avenue. I don't see people protesting in North Avenue. Our boys need college prep. Our boys need trades. And I told D. Darrell and that Simp and those females up there. So you telling me that all these benefits you get in '94, you gave us the crime bill. We got jail. '96, you had welfare reform. You got college. Ain't that a bitch?
All jail was
Wow.
pretty much
Yeah.
jail got big because once slaves got released,
Yeah.
that was their way to keeping black people as slaves. That's why when you look into the penal system, it's always been.
Well, you got to think of the 13th Amendment. It's like, think about it. Slavery's abolished except as punishment as a crime. So slavery still does exist in modern America,
And it's one of the biggest businesses in America.
especially
Yeah.
with corporate debt.
stuff.
Yeah,
And that's why the jail is nothing but a big business.
I promise you, somebody needs to look up if Joe Biden had stocks in private jails.
Bro, I was just about to mention that too. People are fucking stupid. They really think that Joe Biden, and Kamala is not in the business of you're arrested, you're locked up, That's
Yeah,
the business
look what
that they're
she
in.
did. Look what she did in LA though. Look how many black men that she locked up there. I think she probably got stocks and Biden though. I'm gonna look that up when I get out of
Let
here.
me tell you something, and I don't give a fuck who doesn't agree. You could kiss my ass, but at the end of the day, that's exactly why I refuse to vote for them, because that's doing a disservice to my own people, but not just my own people, my own
Facts,
men,
bro.
my own black men.
And it's
I
sad
voted for
because
Trump. I ain't gonna.
Yeah,
I
I'm
ain't
not
gonna
helping
sit
to
here
keep
and be
us in jail.
stunned.
and it's sad because I'm gonna say this. I wonder if our BGS still in the chat. Why is it that every time either myself or BGS brings up if black men are doing so bad, you have black girls and black boys raised in the same home? Why are a lot of their outcomes drastically different? Because number one, a lot of black women do not see their boys as valuable or capable of pushing.
That's a fact, bro.
Why is there a
you
black
look at
girls
us
rock
as
and there's no black
tools.
boys rock?
Yo, black girls rock.
There's a black girls rock, but there's no male
No,
empowerment.
we're not.
Society look at us totally different, but if you ask any black woman, they say they have it harder than
And
black men.
yo, it
Who
pisses
the
me off
fuck
every time
has
I
it
hear them
harder
say
than a
that too.
black
How
man?
It's
Nobody.
easy. Let me tell you something.
Bro,
It's easy. You know what's the hardest thing? Hold on. You know what's the hardest thing about being a black woman? Sucking the dick that you don't want to suck to get to the top at your job. That's
Facts.
hard.
Let me
But
put it
being
to
a
you
black
this way.
male, we come out the womb losing.
Let me put it to you this way.
everyone.
A black man has it so goddamn hard that to make it past the age of 10 is a fucking accomplishment.
That's right.
Yeah,
And that's
especially
just from
especially what's going on
environmental
where I'm
shit.
at right now. It's crazy right now. It's like 5 bodies, but Rochester is not big like New York, Baltimore, or like LA. But man, it's going down, man. And we got the
Where
highest
you
murder
from, bro?
rate in Rochester in decades right now, and they just promoted this on TV yesterday.
Rochester, New York.
Yup. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah, I got family in Albany. I got family all over the place. Albany,
Oh,
New
okay.
York,
And then back what y'all
New
was saying
Jersey.
about the black women, man. Black women are always in HR. They in HR. They in these high academia. You know what I'm saying? Like offices, buildings, or whatever.
Thank
They
you.
doing the hiring and the firing.
They
So
not
what
doing
is they
no,
talking
yeah, they
about?
not doing no manual labor. They not putting a building
Right,
together. They not doing no
right.
carpentry. They not cutting a fucking tree down.
They
Fuck out
behind
of
the
here.
desk.
But they have it hard. When,
Man,
when.
they got
If
it,
I let
man.
me tell you something. If I had a moist wet pussy, I'd bend it over for all you niggas. The fuck out of here. You know, cause that's the easiest way for a female to get her way. Bending the fuck
Facts.
over.
And one
I wish I
downstairs
could be a
right
female
now, see a
for a second.
supervisor, and all she doing is standing around right now. She ain't doing no
Lay
work.
down, Justice. You good? Lay down.
She doing
Lay
all
down.
she doing is playing with her weave right
Lay
now.
down.
Exactly.
And here's the crazy part. What's up, Tom Malone?
You know
See,
what I'm saying?
you
Like,
gotta look at it like this. And Vince, we graduated the academy together.
How do I log into that and I can talk to?
I'll just put the link in there, and I'll send you the link to the chat. I'll text you.
So you can actually chat through YouTube?
Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
What?
Yeah.
I'm old, man. I'm too old.
Yeah,
man.
you know, niggas like us still, niggas like us still got cash in the mattress and shit.
I literally got money in the shoebox right now.
Hey, yo,
You
fellas,
see,
man, I'm about to get
That's
back to work, man. I've been wrapping
hey
up with
man,
y'all for a
all
minute.
right, brother.
Salute to
Nice talking
y'all,
to you.
man, and everybody take care, man.
All right, do your thing, brother. Be safe.
You
see
already
a
know.
lot of people like Vince and I graduated from the same academy class. So we were the last vestiges of when police was ass kickers. I mean, not this social warrior.
By the time I came on, it went. By the time I came on, it went SJW and King
Yeah, and
cameras,
when
and
I mean
you're
ass
fired. You're
kickers,
fired.
we would leave you the fuck alone for the most part. But you literally had motherfuckers who would stand toe to toe and fight you. And if you were a bitch ass cop, you could not make it in at the time when we came
Yeah,
out.
bro, Charles. You seen how they did me when I
They
was in the
soft.
Central. Charles, you see how they did me when I was in the Central. I walk foot every day, and like over there by
Mhm.
Pennsylvania Avenue, 1500 block, the
Yeah,
police graveyard.
You heard what Vince said, yo.
What he said? My bad.
Sit a 13, sit a 13.
No,
He
yo,
took
you
my
gotta
whole
say it
damn
like,
gun out.
yo, Charles, you gotta say it like Miss Ann. Signal 13,
Signal
signal 13.
13. Right. Like, oh shit. Like, man, it was funny, right? We were up Sharp Leeton Hall. Sharp Leeton Hall was downtown Baltimore, but the fucked up part where we literally got in a fucking fight. Man, it was like motherfuckers selling drugs in front of us, and we're fucking fully uniformed police. But they stopped that shit. By 2 days, they stopped that shit. Man, we had that bitch looking like Mayberry in 2 days. Go upside a couple of motherfuckers' heads.
Yeah, cause they took you out because y'all fuck when you fuck with the algorithm and you start and you start showing results, they take you out, they move you to the next block.
Yeah.
Y'all fucked up the algorithm. You're not supposed to fuck up the algorithm.
Yeah, because they changed it how it was. Question. I have a question that makes most black guys' head explode. Here it goes. Who does the black man have more in common with, the white man or the black woman? Neither.
Right.
Nowadays, black men trying to convert to European ways. Nowadays, black men, I'm gonna say some black men are losing their identity.
Well,
Fit into society.
Well, you got to look at it like this. You have to ask the question. A lot of black women have more in common with white men because they treat you the goddamn same.
Yep. And black women have a taste of that white privilege that we'll never see.
That's so true. It's like a 50-50 thing.
Yeah, you damned if you do, and you certainly damned if you don't.
Shoot, they have protection from Uncle Sam. They get all of these benefits, EBT, child support, all this shit. We get nothing. So I don't have anything in common with them.
See, it's funny
I don't have
because,
that privilege.
like, you're
I'll never
right.
feel it.
We were in the fucking trenches when I graduated, man. You got shot at. Like, motherfuckers
Who, Vince?
Like these, I'm gonna say it. A lot of these police are soft. It was a joke because I'm getting a little bit of gray hairs in my beard, which women find so goddamn sexy. And they were like, "Well, you getting old out there." I said, "Motherfucker, the reason why you became a cop because you knew motherfuckers like me still existed."
Hmm.
The
And it
guys who
takes a
kept.
special person, a special kind of crazy, to be crazy enough to take their job, and that's what all three of
Hmm.
us did.
And it's crazy. And it's crazy because we got to be realistic. See, the social justice warrior shit blinds you from the reality. That guess what? There's a difference between a straight up ass whooping. Like, look, you fight a cop, the cop fucks you up. You surrender, fight over. Now, once you put that guy, huh? My mirror. I don't know. Some motherfucker came past it. Oh shit, I know. God damn, if I caught that motherfucker, he wouldn't be walking.
Sit, Ming, sit.
Yeah.
Bruno, sit.
I'll tell you one thing, folks. Shit. Hold on. See, a lot of brothers out there don't even realize the black man's always out there in the trenches. They expect you to take this fucking take this fucking community by the bullhorns. They get to fuck anybody they fuck. You can't question who they fuck. And then on top of that, they going out and having children by guys they know they shouldn't have children by, and then expecting them to be a good damn man. See, the one thing I miss about the black community, men like Vince's dad, Vince Senior, a retired police officer, men like my dad, Charles Senior, and we actually try our best to be the best fathers. There's many a times Vince's dad, it was like being called by my dad all the time, checking up on me every day. How you feeling? You need anything? I'm good
Don't
for right
stop it.
now. My mom stopped past. My dad. He's like, good. He's like, I can't come in there, but I'm gonna drop it at the step. But you had men of honor who actually taught their kids, look, where there's a will, there's a goddamn way. And when I hear this shit about black men leaving the fucking home, like how long your mom and dad been married?
I'm about to point out about black men and sons or stepsons. Why is it that nowadays women don't want their kids to learn how to have sex? Why is it nowadays that women don't want their men to learn how to be men? Why don't they want their men to learn how to stand up for themselves? Why don't they want their men to learn how to talk properly? Like, what is wrong with this generation?
You know why? Because they want men that they can control.
Like, these little dudes, most of these dudes. That is started. That's that old school. That's that old school.
Oh shit.
That's that Jean Paul.
Oh yeah, that classic John Paul.
Yes, sir.
Let me bring my boy Josh back up.
Yeah, I
See,
had some
people don't
technical
understand that
difficulties.
classic man. And I don't know if you heard what Vince was saying about we used to teach our kids how to be men.
No, matter of fact, look, on this same note, tell me why my girl said, why is it my son not the type of man that can go out there and get dirty? He not the type that get his hands dirty. He not the type that, go out there and push a lawnmower. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that?
See, this is what happens when females are with their sons by themselves too damn long. They grow up awkward. They grow up scared. They grow up timid.
They grow up making you think they gay.
Yeah.
Like women. Like when I'm so he was carrying his bag on the wrist like this.
Like, stop that shit.
I had to get my
Stop that shit. And it's like you have to realize this is that number one. Can anybody hear me? Give me a woo if you can hear me.
But can you fault the women though? Because they're not men. They're just trying to raise a man.
Yeah, but if you can hear me, give me a woo in the chat. Hopefully you can hear me.
Woo! I get you.
Hopefully they can hear me in the chat. But number one, a lot of times you can fault the women because women should know this old adage: a woman cannot train a boy to be a man.
But that's the thing. But they have to because these men not sticking around for the boys.
Well, the men are sticking around. They just not putting them there. Like you said, they're not putting them in men's spaces.
Look, I'm gonna put it like this. All right, you got good men like us. There's a lot of bullshit men. I'm not gonna say black men.
Even though the majority of us as black men, we're actually pretty damn good men.
Yeah.
And see, the crazy part about it, you just have women who don't fucking listen to us.
I'm not putting a race on it. There's good men out there all across the board. But I'm saying, like, it's 50-50. You got your fuck ups.
Yeah.
You got your good men.
But even
women choose to deal with a fuck up, that's on them.
See, when you realize this, right? Being a man, see, women think masculinity is about fighting and about being tough and all this, being gangster. No, being masculine is about being reserved.
One thing with being a real man is not being afraid to cry and actually letting people know when you hurt.
Exactly.
That's what a real man.
Because guess what? You can be hurt and vulnerable, but at the same time, you still got the strength to do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
You don't let the world hold you back. See, the problem is this. We tell these kids, oh yeah, when you walk that out, whoa, and you what? Style and profile. Whoa!
Woo!
And then see, you gotta realize this. That's why I said on my last, I guess you could call it lecture. I like to call them lectures, sound all intellectual and shit. My last lecture, when I spoke about swagger, men have swagger, women have essence. Oh, that shit is a classic right there. That Egyptian must. See, men have style. Men have style. Women have elegance. Okay.
Not no more. Women have ass and hips.
That's all. They don't even dress themselves in a womanly way to be delicate. They drinking more than we do. They fighting more than we do. See,
you know what? Black women, I hate to say it, they seem worse to me than black men.
Mm-hmm.
Women don't carry themselves like ladies no more. Why is it that we can meet these chicks and smash them on the first night?
Think about it, because that's all they think about is
then
getting.
They say,
men or dogs.
Smash, but I'm saying, why would you now?
Would you throw a steak in front of a lion and think he's not going to eat?
Right.
Exactly.
See, the problem is this. You got a hypersexualized creature who's never been responsible.
We're visual.
You're visual. You got a hypersexualized creature in women, never been responsible, always making the excuse, that guy got me pregnant. You got 33 ways not to get pregnant in the first place. Stop that bullshit.
Hey, Charles, remember my ex when she talking about her baby father? He could have wore a condom. Bitch, you could have took a contraceptive.
Yeah.
Dummies.
It's even better, more convenient.
They always want to put blame on men because that's the easiest thing. It's kind of like how white people back in the day used to place blame on black people. Just call 1-800 blame a nigga. I didn't do it.
He said 1-800 blame a nigga. I mean that's what worked.
Uh-huh.
You gotta think about it, right? They still believe that we have more black men in jail than in college. We have way more black men in college than in jail. Because if the narrative, like I told them, let's tell the truth. If the narrative was true, where would you find it go? Oh yeah, that's beautiful. If the narrative was true, why aren't you doing anything about it? What? Now that should get you bitches for that cent, boy. Goddamn. Uh, yeah, Josh, if you were here, man, we probably be drunk already.
I don't even got one.
Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
got one and shit.
somewhere,
Woo,
baby.
huh?
Woo! Said it's
Woo.
somewhere.
See,
Damn,
man, that's some
I
good
gotta
shit.
take one myself.
Yeah, you got a whole. Yeah, you go out there making another baby if you go back to your wife.
Smell this one. I got a sample. They know I be selling oils on my route. I be making them give me samples.
Yeah, and it's funny.
It said
Tomboy tobacco. God damn. See, you got to realize this shit. And yes, this is how we normally talk when we get together. Oh shit. God damn. Boy, that they ought to
Hey,
call that
Charles,
Tom Ford bitches because you're gonna be if you put that on. God damn. God damn. Shit smell good. See.
was on, I forgot that we were on the podcast. I thought we was just on the phone. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, yeah, we are actually on the podcast, but that's how chill we are.
That's how chill we are. We're just regular. We are ordinary Negroes.
It's
We
stupid.
got no place to go. Oh yeah, we gotta hang out. We gotta do some choir practice. That's code for drinking and getting pieces of wings and grilling and shit.
That's right.
Oh yeah, Vince got his smoker. We put some roast.
You can smoke all day and drink by smoke.
Mm-hmm. And pull out for a little bit for the homies. See, no, they don't get none. We don't waste liquor. That's some clown shit. See, you gotta understand this. And I'm glad David Little said that. The jail men give off pseudo masculinity and drama they feed off. Because you know what the most deadliest drug to a female is? It's attention. No, that's the most deadly. That's the most deadly punishment. Attention is the most deadliest drug. See, when you give them your silence, you give them no attention. So they're like a junkie, and they're going through withdrawals. I need that attention, nigga. So when you actually look at masculinity, this is the reason why females do this pseudo shit. Like he's got to be tough, he's got to fight, he's got to do this. Oh yeah, that's some. Oh that Glenn-Levitt. Oh yeah, that 14-year Glenn-Levitt. Oh god damn. That's the shot. That's the shot. You don't need much. Take the edge off, as they say, boys and girls. You know, hopefully y'all are entertained listening to my bullshit. And, you know, like, share, and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Text this shit, you know, copy the link, share it to your friends who want to hear some good old-fashioned brothers who don't have to be. Oh, my goodness. If she wears that, that's edible. Oh, man. And it's like, you know, you get some good old-fashioned black men, hard-working black men, who are also intellectual but know a thing or two about the street, know a thing or two about life, know a thing or two about relationships. If you like that and this is your first time on my channel, please subscribe. Hit the bell, hit that motherfucker again so you get every time I go live. I might do another live tonight. But you got to look at it. In the black community, we put a... God damn it. You can't put this on me. I'm already fighting off the bitches because I'm so sexy. What's up, David? Yes, this is how we normally talk. And then Josh is over here encouraging this shit.
Woo!
Woo!
As soon as I get off, I'm getting turned up. I got 2
Nice
more
light.
hours to go. Something like that.
Yeah.
We need to really start a podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
Hey, what's the theory with the Diaspora,
Yeah.
Diaspora, something like that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
And it's funny because hell, look at Kevin Samuel's setup. Good God.
The business probably becomes future famous.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
Charles,
know, like
did you see the video with a girl that was where that girl gave her quote unquote side of the story? And there was only
oh
Simps in the comment section. I hope people are in love. She won't. She won't.
Like, why do black people still worship a white
You can stay in La La Land because she ain't finding no
oh
man.
yeah.
Like, why is it that black people can accept the first immaculate conception of Jesus Christ, but black people haven't had an immaculate conception since like
Ever.
3,000, like thousands of BC? Like, come on.
Well, put it to you this way: the reason why, and I'm glad you said that. Why do black people still worship a white Jesus? Notice black men don't go to church like they used to. I don't. I don't really no. And I'm gonna tell you this: when I'm in the church, I'm in the church of the Ravens. Shout out to the Ravens making the playoffs. And see, you got to understand something. The church used to hold people accountable. The church used to actually mean something. But when you got guys like Pastor Jamal Bryant,
Piece of shit.
oh yeah, heal thyself.
He's a dog. All he do is fuck bitches and get bitches
Mm.
pregnant out of wedlock, while cheating on wives. But yet people praise him.
Yeah, you got to think about it. Back in the day, black people were so intellectually sound when it came to the church, when it came to many aspects of spirituality, is that doctor, physician, heal thyself is what we said. Because guess what? Black people used to be the kind of people, like one of my favorite jazz singers, Adriana Evans. Man, she's still beautiful. Used to say, that seeing is believing. Smell great. And it's like this. When you get a personal trainer, do you want that motherfucker to be fat or in shape?
In shape,
Because you cannot.
in tip-top shape.
You better be in tip-top shape if you're paying him money. You got to see to believe. Even Jesus Christ said, "Blessed for those who are not seeing but still believe." But guess what? Evidence says if you look the part, act the part, you will get paid the part.
Yep.
And see, you got to realize this, that as black men of the community, we're always asked to do something and to do things that no other man in history has done. Pick themselves off by their bootstraps, even though we're barefoot. Fight white supremacy. What culture did that successfully? Especially when they don't have the support of their women. What group of men had to earn the respect of their women, and it wasn't automatically given? I'll wait. What group of men had to fight to get the respect of their women? I'll wait.
Of course, black men.
Because no other race had to fight to get the respect of their women.
Black men had respect for their women, but the white man made them lose the respect for their women. That goes all the way back to slavery when he was into
butt breaking.
And
And then even now, look at how women think they're better than you because they get a piece of paper, but they're hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt because of that paper. But they want to look for a man to get them out of bondage once again. See, black men were the original Moses. Okay?
black men are king. But even today, where did Moses study at though?
Egypt. He was studying under Kemet. He was in 30, 40 years. He was literally a prince of Egypt.
Right.
So he studied all the Abrahamic religions, started from the source.
All Abrahamic religions started from the Kemetic spirituality faith tradition. That's why I study it.
Yeah. If I'm gonna study something, I'm not gonna study the bastardized version of it. You go to the source.
Then you have another set. There's another black religion that can't even think of that shit. That shit Dr. Umar Johnson studied.
Yoruba.
Something.
Yoruba. So when you have Shango, who is, but we call him a different name. We call him Thor.
Yeah.
But see, they whitewash the fuck out of it. But that's what happens when you go north. The whiter your fucking gods become. But see, the reason why you have a lot of black women studying the white Jesus is because secretly they want to be white women. A lot of them want to be white women. They love that pastor. That pastor, their pseudo husband. Yeah, pastor, balls deep in your wife. Mm-mm. He laying hands for that healing. Oh yeah, don't know. Mm-mm. Even TD Jake said, don't go preaching to your husbands. Don't go doing that.
TD Jakes, he's a good speaker. I actually listen to TD Jakes.
He's a good speaker. Now I can listen to anybody. I listen to John Hagee. Yeah, I listen to John Hagee, TG Jake sometimes, and a lot of times,
What's that black guy? I forgot his name. You know, they thought he was retarded. What's that goddamn man name? Shit. He a millionaire now. Black guy. I can't think of his name right now.
but you got to realize something. From the end of the day, when you look at the black man in America, the black man in America is actually a goddamn superhero. How the fuck can you? How the fuck can you invent a wrench?
How the fuck we created electricity?
Yeah, we created everything. 80% of the inventions we use today.
Electricity was created before these people couldn't even think about it.
Yeah, we had electrical currents and working shit in Kemet.
Yeah.
We had plumbing and aqueducts in Kemet. Literally levees that cut the flow of water off or lifted it up to keep it on. So I'm just wondering. I think is it that black women suppress black men or their boys? Is it due out of jealousy or ignorance? I I just gotta know.
It's due to our black women covering their fucking shit. A line of ignorant black women. That's what it comes from. 'Cause
Yeah.
all that stuff is taught.
See, you know the reason why the Haitians kicked the shit out of the French is because they did this. You see that character right there, He-Man? They did the same shit when they invoked the power of their ancestors, like He-Man. And what did he call himself? The most powerful man in the universe. Okay? They telling you your history without you. I want to ask y'all a question who's listening to me. Do y'all want me to do a side-by-side comparison of spirituality in 80s cartoons? You know, the stuff they put inside your face, but you never notice?
Goodness gracious.
Because one thing I'll say about the 80s cartoons that you didn't know and you didn't understand, that you look at this character right here, right? Lionel. Okay? Lionel. Right there. When he puts his head to the hilt, yeah, anything we say can be held against us. When he puts his head to the hilt and he says, "Sword of omens, give me sight beyond sight," the hilt of that fucking sword is next to the pineal gland, which is also called your third eye. So when he goes like this and he says, "Sword of omens, give me sight beyond sight," he's looking for foresight. See, a lot of these things you notice in the 80s cartoons, they were giving you a lot of this shit and you're not even noticing. This is what you invented and you gave the world, black man. But everybody else is making money off of it. When you look at that, the Haitian Revolution, when they prayed to the Creator and they prayed for the strength of their ancestors, they dominated and defeated and kicked the ass of the French. Oh yeah, you didn't know that He-Man, when he said by the power of Grayskull, he wasn't talking about Castle Grayskull. He was talking about his ancestor King Grayskull. He was invoking the power of his ancestors. Okay? When you look at Thundercats, remember, who was the enemy? Literally the Pharaoh was the enemy. The man who lived in the pyramid, who was the natural born person of third earth, was the enemy. I want you to take that as a moment. And then by the way, let's go back to He-Man for a minute. When he invoked the power of his ancestors, guess what he was called as his moniker? Oh shit, that's still good. He was called the most goddamn. Good look. He was called the most powerful man in the universe. Remember that. When he was one with his people, he was called when he was one with his people and the knowledge of his ancestors, he was called the most powerful man in the universe. But we still worship a Jesus with a nice little perm and, you know,
Nice little perm.
a nice little perm and some sick ass abs. Oh shit, pull a black. Go. Oh yeah. And think about that. You got the little hippie Jesus instead of like, oh, we worship him. Why? See, black men used to worship the creator in his total essence as who he was. They used to worship him. Hell yeah. They used to worship him as the warrior god. Even Constantine, when he put the crosses on his armor and his shields, he thought the Judeo Christian God was actually a god of war. Look it up. Look it up. I mean, when you have a lot of people who don't even know their history, they don't even understand what's going on. See, when black men always look to themselves as subservient and you judge your masculinity as what you can do in the service of black women, instead of saying, what can I do as an individual human being? The number one thing you should do every time you wake up is thank God you're alive and love thyself. Your existence is not predicated on what your service to other people is. What do you got to say about that, Josh?
Man, I couldn't said it better.
Because I'm tired of black men trying to pander like that D. Darrell clown. I don't give a fuck where he went to school. You still a clown. A clown is as a clown fucking does.
And still not intelligent. Maybe
And you
educated,
get
but
all
not
these
intelligent.
degrees just to get embarrassed by a dude like me. A simple Baltimorean.
And he has a page. He's a podcaster.
He's supposed to be, but he only stays on. Oh yeah, you look Lexington Market ready. Man, you look York Road and Lexington Market ready. And then you
But
get
so
guys.
dudes like that, like him and Derek Jackson and other people, like the panderers. They know their demographic. They know who to talk that bullshit to. Look at Derek Jackson. This motherfucker's making books and bullshit to make money off the black female dollar. Tell them bullshit that they want
Because
to
black
hear.
females will part their dollar if you tell them what they want to hear.
And his videos are the same formula.
Sometimes it
Oh,
feels that way.
if he says he has to go to work, that means he's cheating on you,
Hmm.
black woman. Man, shut the fuck up.
You know what?
That
If
dude
you
is
have a
the real
baby
life
by
version of
another man and he doesn't accept you, well, baby mamas are for real men.
Yeah, what
No,
Derek
no,
Jackson
no,
doesn't
no.
tell you is that he got two different baby mothers and lives his life like Jody from Baby Boy. Little bitch.
And if
He over
anybody
there
wants
out there.
information of the Gray Faulkner Initiative, it's right here. This is an initiative that my partner and I, Cerulean Gray, came up with years ago. Okay, we y'all might have heard me and Cerulean go back on a debate, but guess what? This ain't our first rodeo debating each other. Men do that. That's how men get along. That's how men respect each other. They know that, oh, you know something too. It's a respect thing. Me and Vince sometimes will wrestle around before roll call, give each other little jabs to the body and shit. But that's how you respect and you build up a camaraderie with men. See, men need to stop being ashamed of being goddamn men. That's all it is. Y'all want to pander. We want to be pretty. We want to be we want to be pretty. I gotta look right or the girls don't like me.
Me personally, I think that men have to get in touch more with who they truly are.
That's true.
I think men need to find themselves. I feel like we go looking for women, and once we find a woman, it's like we lose sight of ourselves. We need to stick to our ground, figure out who we truly are, and run with it. Because it seems like it seems like people try to how can I put it? People try to discredit who you truly are and try to make you who they want you to be. You can't be everybody. You can't be what everybody wants you to be. You have to be who you truly are. And I think that's facts. Think about
Yeah,
how many women you get that try to change you and don't accept who you truly are.
exactly.
Think about how many jobs you got that want to change you, but don't because they don't accept who you truly are. They want you to be who they want you to be.
Exactly. See, there's an old saying that we forgot as men of the black community: to thine own self be true.
Yeah.
And when you're happy of being truthful with yourself, you know your greatness, you know your limitations, you know what you need to work on, you know what you've accomplished. You're happy.
And on that topic, it's like I feel like, man, we have to, we have to value our true worth. Women always hear that value your true worth.
Hmm.
Men, we need to value our true worth and not settle for anything. Cause I feel like men, we kind of settle. Like sometimes we feel like we can't get no better, so we just going to settle for what we got right here because it's decent. We need to settle. We need to get what we really want. We need to stop settling. I feel like we settle so much.
I
Like
agree.
you, I respect you because you still single.
Yeah.
You didn't just accept anything. You didn't just settle. So
Hmm.
you gonna get what you want because you know what you want and you know your worth. You're not gonna just deal with anything.
No,
Most dudes do.
most dudes do. Like, think about it. I've said this before, Vince and Josh and chat. When I was sick with Corona, besides you, Josh, my homeboys, my mother, father, my son, and my brother, sister, my nephew, I didn't have a lot of people checking up on me. I had women who were just my fucking friends send food. I got more out of women who were just my friends than some dudes who are the chicks they sleeping with, the chicks they're in relationship, and the chicks they're married to.
But hold up, you start dating them, them fuckers might change.
Exactly.
That's the crazy
That's the
part.
crazy shit. I had women deliver food who I haven't personally seen in person yet.
Damn.
So,
Oh God. These
oh,
these last year's editions.
oh yeah. Oh shit. Nothing wrong with a year old car. Oh, that's good. God damn, that's good. Say Monty, that Giorgio Armani Blue. God damn, that smells good. But you got to realize this: we're not
You
allowed.
got your whole oil shit for the goddamn year.
Oh yeah, gonna smell good all night long, baby. See, a lot of men are not told they should take pride within themselves. We're not valued as men of the community. See, a lot of them say we want you to be a leader. You have to teach a person to be a leader. See, the problem with the black community is that we pray for leaders and white people groom leaders.
No, the problem. I agree. I ain't gonna say no. I think the problem with the black community is that they don't accept real leaders.
Thank you.
The problem with the black community.
Thank you.
Is
You
that
heard that, Josh?
they
What you say?
respect the people who want to.
Well, say what you said that again.
I said the problem with the black community is that they don't accept real leaders.
Thank you.
Like you got dudes like me, you, and dudes on the phone that really care about the black community. They look at us as clowns. They
Exactly.
look at us as phony. But the dude that hustle all day, but put the kids on the corner of the fucking squeegee windows and making them think they doing a business. They the dudes that they respect, and that's not. How can I put it? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, that's counterproductive.
Right, but no, the thing is that just because this dude give these boys these squeegees, they take them, buy them a couple pairs of tennis and shit, and that's it. They just try to make them look good. A lot of them dudes are drug dealers. A lot of them dudes, like, and even matter of fact, even on that note, what the hell is wrong with this city with this goddamn squeegee shit?
Yeah.
They say it's to teach these kids
Happy
entrepreneurship.
New Year.
How the fuck do you teach them
I'm
entrepreneurship?
just joking.
You're not showing them how to write business plans. You're not showing them how to, invest in stocks. You're not showing them how to get loans. You're not showing them how to get grants. You're not showing them how to get a fucking what's that shit?
A business.
A VIN number. What's that shit? I forgot the business license number.
Yeah.
You're not showing them how to do nothing.
A tax ID.
A tax ID number, EIN number, nothing. You're not showing these boys nothing to be a serious entrepreneur. I feel like it's failure. Like these boys right now are supposed to be online in school. Them motherfuckers on Martin Luther King Boulevard squeegee and goddamn windows.
You know,
Baltimore City is setting these young men and women
for failure.
All they do is squeeze these windows, go buy some weed, get high all day, go smash something, wake up in the morning, do the same shit over.
And you know what's funny? My father, when we drove past him, he said, "I wish I would have caught you and your brother squeezing a car."
That's some shit junkies do.
He said, "I wish I catch my grandsons doing that shit." He said, "I would beat the hell out of you in the middle of the street." And I'm pretty sure with the squeegee. With the belt in one hand, the squeegee in the other.
But Charles, look how ghetto the city hall is.
What born? I can't get this shit out. Whatever this shit is, got.
Hey, what's up, PK Angel? Woo. See, you gotta understand something. Mr. Vince would have said. Mr. Vince would have told you the same goddamn thing. Whoop ass swipe off.
Hey Charles, people don't see that Baltimore is a city for niggas by niggas. Cause you know there's a problem in the city when City Hall is the most corrupted entity in that whole city.
Yeah.
City Hall should be like that.
Think about this. You got motherfuckers who've been in office literally since I've been born, and I'm almost 40. And some who's been there longer. And you're gonna fucking tell me that we seen progress? We've allowed white people to come back to the hood when the only time they come to the hood is when they want to get some good blow.
Or when they take it over and gentrify shit.
And gentrify the fuck out of it.
I'm gonna say how gentrified and fucked up Baltimore.
Because it happens in New York, it's happening in Baltimore, it's happening to a lot of hoods. It'll happen to Detroit one day.
You pretty much in the hood. But then if you go down to what was Patterson Park and shit, that shit changed.
It's shiny to the motherfucker.
Why does the city take care of the lower end of Baltimore and not the upper end? You realize that once you cross
a certain place.
What's the shit? Once you cross Monument Street, no, not Orleans Street. Once you cross Orleans Street, Baltimore, no.
Once you go past the fucking Viaduct,
right.
Well, once you go down the Viaduct, and then you got to realize, how can you have the same fucking house? You go down the street down Preston, same architect, built the same year, $550,000, and the other house $75,000.
Yeah,
right. Shit. Welcome to the city that bleeds and create redlining.
And Charles, another thing, and both of y'all know we worked in the Northern District. Why is it that they expect different customer service for us to provide different customer service from the north from like York and Woodbourne as opposed to like Lake Avenue where the rich people at?
Phones also tell you say
all the rich people got the major on speed down, and they'll tell you that.
But here's the fucked up part. I heard a black supervisor, right? A black supervisor doing roll call said, if there's any black communities with cookouts or block parties, we got to shut it down.
Oh, no, I got one better for you. When I worked in the Central, Lieutenant Smith, he told us, when we get out of roll call, go downtown and lock up everybody with long white T-shirts on. And this was the early 2000s. So what the fuck? Come on.
But yet, we supposed to commute, and you wonder why the community hated us.
Lock up everybody.
Well, Charles, remember that time the captain told us by us cooking, having on 3-piece suits, and smoking cigars and playing 70s music, we were ghetto, and we had to cook in the back of the district of the police station.
How the fuck we are ghetto? But
yet smoking a cigar.
They do that.
They do it. When the white boys did it, it was
we literally got like a potluck, right? For everybody listening, and I'm talking to Vince as well. We literally got a potluck. We were on the desk because we were all injured. We got a potluck together. We made shrimp burgers, put the shrimp in the middle of the ground beef, grilled them.
Big ass piece of shrimp.
Big ass piece. I mean, meat was not juicy. You go out and you look. That's what I might make tonight, shrimp burgers. But you got to put the meat, the shrimp in the middle, put the patties in there, roll in a ball.
But you gotta get you gotta get the jumbo joint.
Shrimp and
The
crab
jumbo.
meat.
Oh, Vince always said it's shrimp and crab meat. God damn, I'm gonna try that too. And you got to look at it.
Hold on. Shrimp, crab meat, and make a what's that shit like they have fuck Parmesan crusted tilapia. So you got the shrimp, the crab meat, the Parmesan. You gotta make your topping, the mayonnaise and the Parmesan with the Old Bay in it. Mix it up, and put a little bit in the burger. God Almighty!
God Almighty! God damn, that's it. Make you smack your mama. Hey, mama, pow! And it sounds good. But think about it. We were wearing 3-piece suits, grilling, making these burgers, smoking fine cigars. The only thing we were missing was the liquor. Shit, I should have brought a flask. And we were called ghetto. But when you have a community party, guess where the fuck they grill when they entertain these white folks? In the front.
Right in the front. But they told us we had to cook in the back. And remember, Griff was like, "Did y'all even cook for the whole shift?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, we didn't just cook for the whole shift. We cooked for MTA police, MBTA police, and state police, who was all doing an initiative on York Road that whole fucking week." We told them to bring
we cooked so much.
venison,
We cooked so much. We brought home leftovers.
Right. We was getting food away. If the homeless came to the police station, we would have fed them too because we had so much fucking food. Me and you took $100 each and put that with food.
We just did it.
So y'all funded this out y'all pocket?
No, we were just doing. We had a couple of people pitch in money. We funded a lot. We said, you know what? Because last time we did a potluck, and we grilled, and we said, okay, next time we're gonna see if people want it, and people loved it. But yeah, it brought camaraderie. But you learn one thing about these organizations: they don't want camaraderie between brothers.
Yeah, camaraderie is dead, and command staff kills
each other because it's easy to build snitches. That's what they want. They want snitches. They want shit when shit hit the fan. They don't tell the whole truth. They make up some shit because they scared. That's the type of shit they want. Yeah.
Policing is a dog-eat-dog world. It's look after yourself and fuck the brother that you work with.
I want to tell you, the police department. To me, honestly, I was thinking about actually joining the Natural Resources Police, but after what I went through, I can't do it no more because I see how the department actually works. You know how when you get out the academy, you think the police department is camaraderie. You think the police department is a brother. And you think that
at least that's how we treat it.
Yeah, you think that we all stick together. But once you get into that real world, once you start getting in that patrol car, answering calls, honestly, when you're a black man, you feel just like another nigga on the street. They don't care shit about you.
Yeah, think about it.
Hold on. Why is it the white guys, for instance, you work midnight shift? Why is the white guys can go find somewhere and take a nap, but they riding around looking for the black people in the hole? And that's what happened.
Think about what happened to us. You looking for me? Oh, you're asleep. No, I'm not.
Shit, I was. I slept my ass off.
I'm like this. But yet, how the same sergeant, he was found by one of the lieutenants sleep in the parking lot of the fucking district. Do as I say, not as I did. But black men are not supposed to obtain power. You a goddamn crazy.
And look at how they do the sergeants, like brand new sergeants when they come through. When they send them to leadership school, what are they teaching them? They're not teaching them how to lead. They're teaching them to charge, to fire. It's charge, fire, get rid of this nigga.
Yep. I want to show you something. This is how you know the police department is racist. How long you been on the department?
7 years.
All right. So why is it that when you come out the academy, all the white people go into specialized units like that? Why is it that you see all them white guys getting promoted? like that. But
Yeah,
the black
I know exactly what you mean, brother. When I
black
went to
people,
the Central, they tried to groom me for the drug unit, but the reason why I didn't go and chose not to go because they treated me like I was throwing a pookie on the street. I was like, nah, y'all
yeah.
niggas ain't gonna talk to me any type of way. I fuck all you white niggas up.
When
That's
I
how
was in the central,
motherfuckers need to learn how to talk to people.
when I was in
And
the
I
central,
became a traffic guy. I did traffic and did calls. But go ahead, I'm sorry, bro.
it's all right. When I was in the central, I went on one interview for the drug unit, and it was me and Hood. They looked at Hood. They took Hood,
And Hood couldn't even do it.
but they ain't take me. They took Hood because he was white. The
Let me
whole
put it to you
unit was
this
a
way
bunch of
about
white
Hood.
boys.
Let me tell you about Hood. Hood was in our academy class, right?
Then he's probably a fucking lieutenant then.
Probably. And guess what? This
He is.
motherfucker
He
couldn't
actually
even.
is.
Huh?
He actually is.
Bradley Hood?
You said Hood, right? I heard that name before. Hood, Lieutenant Hood, Sergeant Hood, Lieutenant. He has some ring to him.
And I'm gonna tell you what's funny, right? This motherfucker could even throw a fucking proper punch in the academy.
I saved his fucking life.
Oh. Do y'all want to hear Vince's story of him and Hood? Give me a woo in the chat because this lets you know. If you want to hear the story of how Vince saved his life, give me a woo. Because guess what? He was in the northern, but he was with TRU.
All right, so you know about Quincy and Mosier, right?
Yep, was my old song ground when I was in the Central.
All right. So you know when you go down Mosier Street and you make that right, you got the fucking, you got the little whatever it is, little projects right there. I forgot what street that is, but anyway, we
By
got
the
in a
brick.
foot chase.
You talking about the bricks?
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
got
know
in a foot chase on Pennsylvania and Mosier. We ran back there, and I lost sight of Hood. Next thing you know, Hood dropped the single 13. Hood back there getting his ass beat. Guy trying to take his gun. I had to go back there and whip the guy ass, take his gun. I mean, get his gun back, and they
He took his gun.
he had gun damn near on the holster.
Fuck.
Yeah, but that's the dude they took in the drug unit.
Hey Vince, let me ask you this.
When you
Vince,
hit
let me
him,
ask you this.
because I remember when you told me you hit the guy, you fractured your hand.
Yeah. What you
Yeah,
about to
Vince, let
say?
me ask you this. Did you get any type of accommodation for it?
Nothing. Oh, on that topic, I was
They
on at Mount Royal. You know where the light rail station? You know where the light rail station on Mount Royal at, right?
sure
Yeah.
do.
All right. It was a girl that was sitting on the other side of the gate, waiting for a train to come so she can jump. So I got my cables out the jumping cables out the trunk of the car, and I threw them around her and held her with all my might until the fire department got there. I'm still holding her. I had my little S curl, my wave grease in my hand, shit. So the fire department got all these sparks flying and shit. I'm thinking I'm about to catch her on fire like Michael Jackson and shit. And then we got the girl back over. The lieutenant was standing right there. You think I got written up for anything? You think I got any type of
Hell no.
commentation?
Let me tell you something.
No.
My homeboy Teddy got stabbed the fuck up on domestic over there in like Sector 4, over there by Charles Street in
The gay
in the Central by the Dunkin'.
it was a homosexual quarrel, wasn't it?
No, it was a chick. She said that the boyfriend beat her up, and as she's telling the story, the guy comes out of the elevator, charges at him, and stabs him, tore his face up. So
Hey,
by the time he got there, his partner jumped on the guy, subdued him. Me and my
you ain't
partner
seen
went
it?
through. I said the same thing. I said I would have shot his ass, but
Man,
I
I'd
guess
lit his
everybody
ass
reacts
up.
differently to shit. You know, everybody reacts differently to shit. So we threw Teddy in the car, took him to the hospital, all that. No accommodation for that, right? Matter of fact, had to work the next day and got drafted, but we worked 24 hours that day. And then there was another time I was in the academy doing a ride along, got into a fight with a dude, mind you. All I had on was regular street clothes and a vest. I didn't have no badge, no gun, no nothing. Got into a fist fight with a dude, threw him on the fucking floor so hard, a gun flies out his pocket. Mind you, this is the Burger King at Mondawmin Mall. We right in front of there fighting on the ground and shit. And me and him is fighting for the gun. The nigga's reaching for the gun. Got no accommodation for it. I'm in the
See,
academy.
well,
This should have made the
I'm gonna
news.
tell you what.
But white people get them
They
accommodations.
get the accommodations for traffic.
They
Think
get
about it.
accommodations for
I
speed.
had one sergeant tell me, and this is why I'm on the list. This one guy said, "Well, he got an arrest from traffic." Motherfucker, do a real investigation. Go chase these motherfuckers down.
Right.
Go
Look,
watch
they give
these
us slash
motherfuckers for a
days.
week.
They give us slash days for traffic stops. Ooh, that was a good stop. You get a slash day.
Bullshit.
You
Let
ain't
me
get
put
slash
you this
day.
way. You know the one fight I got famous for. You
When
know
you
the
broke,
one
when you
famous
broke
fight.
that nigga's when you broke both of that nigga's arms and shit.
Yeah, you got to think about it. Dude was bigger than me. He had me by 30 fucking pounds. This is how long ago it was when the PlayStation 4 came out. God damn.
I just hit the academy when that came out.
And it was like, I'm driving from the GameStop because, you know, we had like a 40% discount at GameStop. Still kind of
Right.
do. But I'm driving down. Some nigga in this old model fucking Cadillac. Yeah, there's some guy beating up a chick. I'm like, why did you help him? But I get down there, dude with his wife beater, burly as shit, you know, big as shit, bigger than me. And I see this chick. I want everybody in the chat to make a fist and put it next to your eye. And that's the size of the hematoma that was on her head. That he hit her that hard. So when you actually think about it, right? I'm trying to arrest this guy. I'm running after him. I put him in a single leg. He took his free leg and kicked me. So I double legged him, took him down to the ground, and it becomes an MMA fight. He grabs my gun. I put him in a Kimura lock, broke his arm. He grabs the knife on my other hip, broke his other arm. Still fighting, by the way. Punches me in the face, hit him with an elbow, broke his orbital socket.
Shit.
He punches me with his other arm coming up. Punched him in the fucking lip. His tooth went through his bottom lip.
Shit.
Think about it. What would be my other option to do? Because I'm wearing 30 to 40 pounds of extra gear.
They get mad at me for what I did on North Avenue, and I was just playing with them.
And North Avenue, the bullshit that happened to you to North Avenue was some bullshit.
I was just playing with him, though. I didn't whip his ass for real, though.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
But yet he was violent, and he was beating up a chick.
But the thing is, though, they made me seem like this violent dude. The whole time, though, I was playing with him. It was like I wasn't even really trying to hurt him, though. I was just giving him a little
skibbity pass.
Right, a little skibbity pack.
And the dude came up to you and said, I'm going to beat your ass. Come on, beat my ass.
But you know, Mosby saw that and her pussy got wet because she loved to lock up good cops.
But
You
yeah,
like,
when you were out there,
with you.
But guess what? When you had good cops,
no, she like a good black cop.
Exactly. They ain't locking up no white boys. But guess what?
No. She remember what she did to Kevin? Remember what she did to Bad Baglia? He was in jail for almost 2 fucking days because he disarmed a man with a gun, and what did he do? He took the baton and clocked the nigga in his head. Had a gun in his fucking hand. This is the bullshit I be talking about.
But that's called exigent circumstances. You can legally do that.
There's no such thing in a police department.
Well, now, because here's the reason why.
There's not such thing as self-defense, exigent circumstances, probable cause, nothing. They want you
to stand there and get hit. Let me tell you something. When the riots happened, I never forget. I was in the auditorium listening to at the town commissioner Bats talking his bullshit. And he was like, you're not gonna wear your sunglasses, you're not gonna wear your gloves, you're not gonna be swinging your baton trying to look badass. He was like, you're gonna stand there and look presentable and look good for the cameras. I'm like, how the fuck are we gonna stand there and look presentable, look good for the cameras, as you say, when we getting bricks?
While people throwing fucking hot grease and piss on you.
I'm gonna tell you why Bats. After I went through what I went through, all the commissioner, all the people over top, they all they was trying to do is save face.
And how many of them bitch ass niggas resigned?
And that's why they got that's why y'all got the cameras now. When I was locked up or whatever, when I came out, there's like they was making jokes like they named the camera after me, like the coastal camera, and that's how y'all got the cameras and shit. Like that whole
Yeah.
situation
The
for
cameras,
me
the
is just
cameras
kind
came
of
after you. The cameras came after you and Freddie Gray. Like it really came. Like they fucking they
and
acted up after
if
Freddie
you
Gray shit
see,
happened.
with police,
I only got in trouble because of the Freddie Gray shit.
and let me put it to you this way.
Hold on,
Number
Freddie.
one,
Freddie Gray happened before your shit, right?
Yeah, and check this
Okay.
out. I'm gonna tell you what the judge told me when I Judge Faye. I ain't gonna never forget it. She said it was people in there that had attempted murders, got off. It was people in there that had felony drug charges, got off. Common assaults, got off. She told
No
me
process of shit for them.
because of who you are, I'm going to sentence you to time in jail just because I was a police officer. That's the thing. Like, you know, you out there doing what you do, but just because you are a police officer and you wear that badge, I don't care if you're right, if you're wrong, if you go before that judge, they're going to fry your ass
Yep.
because of the badge.
and I'm gonna tell you what, we shouldn't get more black men in the fucking police department. We shouldn't get more black men as attorney generals who use common sense and not emotions. We shouldn't. So, but guess what? But they will always say, why should we protect the community? Here's the
Right.
question I would tell them bitches. What the fuck do we get out of it? Please,
Hold on.
somebody.
Matter of fact,
What the fuck we get out of it?
this out. We fucked by the community. We fucked by the police department. We already looked at as cop outs by the community because we are police officers.
Exactly.
Then we go to the department. Then they don't got our back. As a black man being a police officer, you on your fucking own.
If you don't have other brothers,
Absolutely right.
just like Josh told you earlier, if you didn't have other brothers when he was going through his shit with his child's mother, if you didn't have other brothers to lean on, you would have a high suicide rate.
Yep, but under some real shit, when I went through what I went through, fathers, police officers, you was the only one that called me to see how I'm doing. You're the only one that checked on me. I'm saying we've been friends since we was kids. We knew each other since we was kids.
Yeah,
but
and come to find out, we actually went to the same Christian school.
It's like, but fathers like the camaraderie and the brotherhood. And I'm gonna tell you like this. One night I was working out at headquarters, and the dude didn't know who I was. He's like, "Did you see that bitch ass cop punch that dude on North Avenue and all this other nonsense?" I said, "That bitch ass cop was me." Now what? He's like, "Oh man, I'm sorry."
He was feeling stupid then.
Right.
But if you think that was something, imagine if they would have videotaped when I have had to fight a guy bigger than me because of this
He
girl.
broke his arms. They said you was a fucking criminal. You was a menace to society. You was a black bald head, felinistic, big motherfucker. You need to be sentenced to 12 years in
But you
jail.
know, that's why I say fuck that place. Look, that's why I say look, that's why I say fuck police work, because as black men we really do truly have it so hard, and we ain't have nobody but each other to look
Yeah.
after, to make sure that we're
And
fucking
and that whole bad guy
good. I don't
society
give a
some
fuck about us.
bullshit.
And I'm gonna tell you what.
Yeah, you know what? That's why the gun trace task force should happen, and that's why they got another black
And it
eye.
was mostly white boys.
For him. Yup, good
And it
for
was
him.
mostly
And
white
bitches,
boys in the gun police task force.
they
And
was
you know
robbing
what the fucked up part
niggas.
about it is, man? You know what the fucked up part? You know what the fucked up part about it is, man? It reminded me of what my father told me when he was a Marine in Vietnam. You know the handshakes we do, the dap.
Yeah.
See if Peanut got some. He might have some stuff there.
Hey, Peanut. Hey, Peanut.
When you had the dap and all the handshakes, remember this. That shit came from Vietnam vets because it was a show of solidarity. Because number one, you can only depend on your friends and yourself, your brothers.
Hey, you know, you
Position,
got it.
heal
I got,
thyself, brothers,
look,
protect
I got some
each
trash
other.
to take out. I got you.
Physician, heal thyself. Black man, protect thyself. You didn't have too many people on your back.
Shit, you got some mouthwash on stage?
Yeah. You didn't have too many people having your back. You lucky. When we came through, when me and Vince came through, nobody spoke to you till you had your first foot chasing fight. We weren't these pretty little girls out there. See, I think this weekend we need to have another police conference.
Oh yeah.
If I have another police conference, I'm trying to have over 100 people viewing at least. If I got 1,300 subscribers, I at least want 100 people viewing because a lot of these stories that real black men who once were or still are police officers are telling you this. Because once we take over the police department, we got power. Once you take over those judges, and notice, because you know why? Notice a lot of these judges are starting to become black women. Notice a lot of these fucking politicians are black women.
They don't care about us.
But black man, you are allowing these motherfuckers to dictate your fucking life. Like, share, subscribe, and donate, please. Because you're not going to get as honest as a conversation as you're getting now anywhere on YouTube, where you got motherfuckers like D. Durrell talking about, well, the black woman been holding us down. Since fucking when?
I want to tell you something though.
Since when?
Ever since I left that police department, I think it's the best thing I ever did. I make more money. I'm happy, less stress. You know, I don't have to worry about. I'm saying you always got to worry about if you're coming home. But I don't deal with
most
that
importantly, you could be with your family. And look,
I
and
don't
Vince,
gotta
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't gotta get shot at no more. I don't gotta fight people with guns no more. I don't gotta deal with kids that got molested no more. I don't have to deal with kids. I don't have to deal with the little males that got sodomized no more. I don't have to deal with sex offense no more. I don't have to deal with none of that stuff
Think
no more.
about how much shit we may have to fucking get mental help after seeing.
Dude, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you what really triggered me. What happened to me that week? I didn't got that week that I got into that shit. I didn't got backhand walking through a door. I didn't got punched. But look, so much stuff happened that week. So if I see somebody that's squaring up with me, what the fuck is running through my mind?
But they expected you not to be a man to
But
defend
they'll treat you like an animal if you having mental health issues. That's how you do. They be like, oh, well, we encourage you go get help. They don't do that because there was
Hear this out though. I went to before all that shit happened. I was dealing with a divorce. I didn't told the psych doctor I was housing. I said I just seen so much death that I'm starting to lay in my bed at night and see bodies flashing in front of my fucking face. Literally, I seen a lot of fucking death.
I know exactly what you mean. That shit happens.
You see a lot of shit.
And I told him, I was like, I feel like something not right. And he said, I feel like, I'm going through PTSD. He said, oh, no, you ain't. No, you ain't. The Baltimore City psychiatrist will not diagnose any Baltimore City officer with PTSD. That only exists in the military. Law enforcement, you're not going to be diagnosed with PTSD.
It has to be. Because
hold up. When I got out the police department and went to the psychiatrist and told him about everything that I went through, what I was going through, then I get diagnosed with PTSD. Then I go to therapy. Then they help me. But you're not going to get help in the police department.
No, because they don't want to admit they failed. Because their health and wellness program is under fucking supported, is under fucking ran, and is under fucking. It's bullshit.
Charles, there was a rookie.
Liable. And they going to be held.
Look, there was a rookie that had a drinking problem that nobody realized it until a civilian walked up on him and he was passed out in the car. They fired him and charged him immediately. Why not get him help? Oh, well, he's on probation. Fuck that probation bullshit. Get this man help. This is a life situation because we all know. It's the city of death.
It's just the fucking number sometimes.
Don't be real, man. Being a police officer, people don't realize how much shit you see. You see so much shit. When I first came out, I was like 2 months out the academy. I was on Pennsylvania Avenue in front of Shake and Bake. What happened? Something I never forget. The guy pulled up to me, his whole fucking bottom jaw was blown off. Like,
Ooh,
coming out of
shit.
the academy 2 months in, how in the fuck do you deal with some shit like that?
You can't talk about it. Think about it. Where's the outlet?
And then hold on. When you deal with that shit, you married? You
Me?
married?
No. No, I'm not married.
You got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
You live with her?
Nah, not yet.
All right, check this out. I'm gonna break this down to you. You see, you go to so many domestic calls, it fucks up your reality. So, like, when you're dealing with your home life, you'll feel like what you're going through is minute. You'll feel like it's not that much
Right.
because of all the shit that you've seen. But in all reality, to a normal person, shit fucked up. But you like, last night I went on a domestic, the motherfucker that stabbed the motherfucker in the head. Oh, we doing good. But and all we lose our sight of reality when it comes to our families because we see so much, and that's why the divorce rate is so high in the police department as
Right.
well.
And a
Because
lot of
you
females
gotta,
don't understand that men and just like women of the department, when you get off work and you take that uniform off, you need at
yep,
least 2 hours of decompression time. They teach you that in the academy. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, when I would get off work, what was I doing? I had me a little drink, wasn't getting drunk, but had me a little drink just to buzz me up, and I play PlayStation or
yep.
play Xbox, something that would
No,
help me. That's another thing too. I cannot watch police shows. I can't watch
no,
cops.
no.
No, hell no.
Damn sure can't watch The
You
Wire because The
analyzing too
Wire
much.
You
is the truth
analyze it like that shit
about
doesn't happen.
what we do. Yeah.
And something else I realized is that what I was about to say, shit. But so what the fuck was I about to say? Hold up, the yak has got me. Hold up. What the fuck was I
Just
about
take your
to
time,
say?
brother.
Hold up, what the fuck?
But you got to understand something. See, it's like this. Everybody expects you to be a superhero. You can never make a mistake. You can never ask for help. And it's funny because you could go through a bad breakup and somehow you got to put on this warrior face. You got to put this guardian mentality. The
Yep.
hardest thing to do as a police officer is to go tell somebody else how they should be living their life. And then you got to come back home and you got to live yours.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm saying, being a police officer, you just don't look at shit the same no more.
No,
Like everything, like when you see shit happen to people, you be like, that's not that bad.
yeah.
You look at shit in your house, that's not that bad. You
But
look,
your significant other looks at you. This is the worst thing that ever happened. Bitch, please.
yeah,
I remember the first homicide scene that I ever had, and I still remember the guy's name. His name was Michael Truesdale. And I remember I had got drafted that night, and on my shift, like my regular shift before I got drafted, we was getting calls for gunshots throughout Sector 3 in the Central, like North Avenue and shit, right?
isn't that where it
So,
all happened at?
Yeah, pretty much.
yep, so right, so the guy got shot right off of North Avenue, got shot right in between the eyes, and that was my first time seeing somebody murdered. That was my first time seeing a dead body and of that nature, because I didn't see
Man,
it. I didn't see it in the district when I was in field training. So I was on my own. So I was like, what the
I'm,
fuck? I'm thinking it's.
I'm like,
I'm not gonna say I think it is a joke, but it didn't feel real to me until I walked
yeah,
up and saw the guy's eyes little just open a little bit, and he had a big hole in his head, and there was
yeah.
blood on the floor, and it looked like ketchup. It looked like it was staged. I was like, yo, this shit ain't real. Like it was like,
I'm like,
yeah, can you go get some crime scene tape? I was like, huh? Like it just like
look,
it deluded my mind.
I'm about to tell you the worst thing I saw. Then my girl said she need, but my wife now. Look, I was on Drew Hill Avenue in the Central, Sector 3. I had a
Hmm.
call for suicide. I ain't gonna never forget that shit. That shit make the hair on my back stand up. I went in the backyard. The dude had a 357 Magnum. He blew his brains out. The whole back of his head was gone.
Ooh, shit.
And he was leaned over, but blood was still coming out his mouth. And it sounded like if you cut a faucet on, it literally sounded like the faucet was on. That's how much blood was coming out his mouth.
God
That's
damn.
what I say. When people don't understand what you see and what you go through. Like some of the shit I can't even talk about that I see because I actually get emotional.
Yeah.
I seen
DOAs and shit,
my
yo.
shit.
Like
especially
I
when it
remember,
comes to
yo,
children.
like when you get that decomps and then they got maggots on them, that is the fucking worst. And then when the coroner come and they pop the fucking body, and then you gotta smell that shit all over again. It gets on
Yo,
the smell stays in your nose. It gets on your uniform. The worst thing I ever seen on that job was a burnt up 2-year-old, and it really fucked me up because my daughter had just been born. I couldn't
Yep,
sleep for like the next week
yep.
because
Hold on, hear
I had
this
to
out.
see that shit.
You know that apartment complex on Dolphin Street on Pennsylvania and Dolphin? No, what's that?
McCullough,
Dolphin.
McCullough Holmes.
Yeah, yeah, on Dolphin Street. Look,
Yeah.
I had a call there one time. The dude was in there for like 2 weeks. He had a colostomy bag on. He swelled
Ooh.
up, popped, and then the colostomy bag swelled up and popped. So imagine what that
Oh.
looked like and what that smelled like.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I told
Yeah. Yo,
I had to teach a
I had a
rookie
dude that
how
I had
to
a
ignore
dude.
the
He had
smell.
some. Yo, I had a dude.
I
He
had
was in the house for a whole weekend with the heat on. Had some bad drugs, mind you. Before he died, he was like my complexion. I'm dark skinned, kind of like Charles. The dude was gorilla black, and he died. And I'm not even trying to be funny. He died beating his meat to porn, and it was all shit. There was shit, piss, and blood all on the floor. And they wanted me to go to the bed and get his ID. I was like, fuck that shit. I said the whole floor was filled with piss, blood, and shit. I'm not stepping in this.
And a little bit of
I made
cum.
crime like to do that shit because they had the booties on.
a little
They
bit
had
of
look,
baby.
Right, a
had the
little bit of baby
boots
juice.
in the booties. I'm like,
Oh
ain't this
yeah,
a bitch? That dude smells so bad, yo. And this was on Halloween. I had nightmares for days, nigga. For
Look,
days.
see, that shit not normal. That's what I'm telling you. We start looking at that shit like it's normal. There's nothing normal about that shit.
it's funny of how much of a pro I've been. But you know Jones, Finance Jones, and it was
Yeah.
her first DOA, and she's a rookie. Still her first. It's actually she just her first. She's about to be on a year. And we had a DOA, and of course the body was swelled up, drugs, of course, heroin, white boy, and the smell. And she was like, "Oh my God, I can't stand the smell. How can you
Got
stand
you.
there?" I said, "You telling me 14 years of being a police officer, 10 years in the military, 18 months of Iraq. This is roses to me.
Right.
Trust me. Go up there when you're in the village of Iraq, an Iraqi village, and they cut open the guts of a fucking goat or a bull,
Yeah.
and it's 130 degrees, and you smell that shit.
Man, it got to
Ugh.
the point that I can go get a chicken box, go in the DOA, and sit in the hall and eat my fucking chicken box.
Yeah, and that's not normal.
Spoke
It's
to
not.
my soul when you said that because I had something like that happen too. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
That
that's
shit
but
not normal.
you know
I
that
look.
job is just not meant for normal people. That job is
No,
not for the normal at all. I had a
you gotta be fucked up a little bit in the head to be a police officer.
You got to
my
I
be.
nigga.
want to tell you.
Yo,
Oh, that's what I was about to say. We're talking about vices for police officers. I want to tell you the biggest vice for police officers, and I don't care who
Besides
says it's
sex.
not true. No, that's what I'm about to say. That's why a lot of police fuck each other. Because that's a vice to get over what you're going through today.
Yeah.
I fuck so many police officers. I'm gonna tell you, I used to call bitches when I got off. Let's get it in. Bitches be them police officers, man, them chicks, they be ready to go.
There's some stories we can never tell on air.
Man, I'm telling you. Man, I'm telling you, like
It's the
police,
heartbreak
police, that's
hotel.
that's the stress reliever of most police.
Uh-huh.
Sex and alcohol.
Sex and
yeah,
alcohol.
definitely,
Just
definitely.
busting
I did
up.
my most fucking
Just
with that job.
drinking. That's
I did my
alcohol.
most fucking with that job. I did my most fucking
Yeah.
with that job.
All right,
Seriously.
man, I holler, y'all.
All right, let's be safe. We
All right.
gotta do a show with the smoker.
All right.
All right. Oh man. Like, share, subscribe, goddamn it, donate because y'all getting fucking entertained today. And this was an impromptu of talking about some of these clown ass niggas, man. God damn. I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of this shit that we go through on this fucking job,
Hey, Charles, you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay.
A lot of the shit we go through on this job is a pain in the ass. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Pain in the ass. But see, being a police officer is very similar to the plight of being a black man. Look what you. Oh yeah, you might need the keys.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it. The black man has a plight that nobody else has. Man, she lazy as shit. That damn dog ain't shit. You was a mess. You cute, but shit. Man, lay your ass down, Buster. She bark. That's it. She just the. That's all you gonna get. Shit, I did my job. Shit, she ain't in the mood though. Be comfortable. That's why lazy ass dog. All right, best be safe. I'm gonna tell you. You know what? It's funny how the plight of black men. You're never given the benefit of the doubt. You got to be 10 times better. You got to be 3 times better. You got to do all this mythical fucking shit. But no one, and I do mean no one, can ever fail. You can never fail, black man. You're supposed to somehow produce these ass kicking boys without any type of fucking support, no government intervention, no nothing. It's like police work. We're supposed to make a miracle out of this. Uh-uh-uh. I think this is a good time to end it. Like, share, and subscribe. Woo! Any last thoughts, Josh? Because I think we entertain these people very well. I'm gonna hit you up on your phone, Josh. Woo!
I bet. Woo!